out there? Hello. Hello. Is anyone there? Probably not. No one knew this was coming. Hey, guess what,
Yeah,
folks?
I didn't even know this was coming until like 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
So,
I've been so immersed in what I've been doing over the past couple of months that it's just like, you know what? I'm going to do a stream tonight. Yeah. Is
hey, Snarb, what
It
up?
is Snarb. Okay. Yeah, my eyes are still recovering. They're doing good, but I'm gonna need a new prescription for glasses when I'm done because it is very hard for me to see sometimes. But
Oof.
yeah, these things happen. $8.
Dollars, yes. That is always the price of progress or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, well, yes. So we got Snarb here. So at least we got someone. Well, I've learned to write with an eye closed. I don't think I'll be driving anytime soon, though. And I do mean that anytime soon.
I'm sure there are famous authors who have worn eye patches, but I can't specifically think of who right now.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even need to
Um,
wear an eye patch.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like my eye automatically closes now just to
Hmm,
keep it out. So I'm going to have to relearn to keep them both open when I get my new prescription.
interesting.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I have vision that I haven't had since 1986. I can actually see things at a distance
Oh,
and
cool.
comprehend them. And it's like
Hmm.
before it was just like blur, blur, blur. Okay, oh hey, that says this. I can see that now.
Blur, eh? How's about that song too, which gets played a fucking lot?
Woohoo.
Yep, that's the one. There's the bingus.
Yep. Anyway, in a little while, I'm going to have to go back to have the stuff that was put in when my surgery happened removed and replaced with something that's going to naturally turn into, like, natural insides of your eyes.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, well, I just had a checkup yesterday, and the doc said he's really impressed with how the eye's healing. And yeah, I remember reading that not too long ago.
Damon Albarn. That's the dude in question. Yes.
Hmm. But he said he's really impressed with how my eye is healing. And he says basically at any time they can have this. It's silicone gel in there right now, which explains the blurriness at closer distances.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I have a cataract that's forming, and this is
Hmm.
normal as it turns out. That can be removed.
Okay.
But he said that they'll basically put me under, take out the silicone, replace it with saline, and that's going to
Hmm.
go ahead and transmogrify it into like a natural thing.
Hmm.
Now, I'm sure you my right eye to go ahead and catch up. Uh, we'll see what
Okay.
happens anyway. So yeah, that's basically I went through all of December and the first couple weeks of this month with one eye closed. At least that's what it feels like. On the other hand, I've actually gotten used to eye drops.
I can never do that.
Trust me, you get it done enough and you get used to it.
I imagine so, but
Well,
just the eyes are sensitive for me. It is what it is.
yeah. Well, anyway, Snarb, I thank you. And how are you doing tonight? Since you're the only other person here, we got to ask you.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure how much interaction we're going to get otherwise, but
People will drift
I'm up
in.
for whatever. Uh-huh.
Oh, Little Caesars, I miss
Pi-
them.
Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza. Mm-hmm.
I haven't had them in ages. I think there is actually one in driving distance. My family's just not fond of them, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, there's one in driving distance us too, but we never usually get pizza anymore. And
I gotcha.
thanks to the old liver disease, I can't do much with fast food of any kind.
I was going to say, dietary considerations and whatnot.
Well, Betty got a thing of fried chicken the other day. Even the smell was starting.
Oh, hey.
The smell was starting to turn my stomach, and it
Oh,
was
Jesus.
KFC on top of that.
Hmm.
So I was just like, you know what, you want to eat your chicken, you go right ahead. I'm just gonna cook something for myself.
Hmm.
uh,
Gotcha.
but I don't miss it. You'd think I would, but I don't really. Now,
Eh, well, that's fair.
now it can get a little boring with the food I have to eat. In fact, if I see another salad, it'll be too soon. And
Yeah.
which is fine because
Eh,
we have salad coming up later in this week as part of dinner. So,
oh, fair.
yay! Hooray for salad! Green leaves.
Yeah.
What the devil am I, a herbivore now? So, let's see. What's in the? No, let's not go there. Uh,
Please don't.
I,
Ever.
no, but on the subject of Homer Simpson, I am.
Yes.
I have been actually jumping through Simpsons episodes. I watched pretty much the entirety of the first couple of seasons. Then I started skipping around,
Yeah, very nice.
and I watched one today. I think I'm up in like season 16 right now. I know
Oh, heck.
we're in the dregs.
Yeah, well, I guess I have technically seen, well, almost, if not every episode, because a friend of mine wanted to do the same, and I guess it was at least something we could talk about, but
Yeah.
oh boys, there's just so much mediocrity to get on after you go far enough.
The one I saw was where Mr. Burns outsourced the plant to India.
That one's not great.
No, although it's like they're in India. If they don't at least do one Temple of Doom reference, I'll be very disappointed. And you know they kind of did.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Oh, okay.
Temple of Doom. Finally got to see that in theaters at the beginning of the year.
That's
It,
right. Flashback Cinema, as it's I believe it's called.
yep. They I that is the only Indiana Jones movie I missed in theaters. Now, granted, I missed Raiders too the first time around back in '81, but I've seen it since then, including once in IMAX. Actually, the first time I saw it on the big screen, it was an IMAX. That was great. But Flashback Cinema usually runs Raiders on Father's Day every year. And it's like how they run Jaws around the 4th of July. So our mutual friend Devilman always finds a reason to go around 4th of July. He is the biggest Jaws fan
Well,
I've ever met.
Jaws is to Devil as RoboCop is to me, basically.
And
So
as Indiana
that's
Jones is to
totally
me.
fair. Yeah,
So,
there you have it.
so I can at least say I've seen every indie movie in theaters at least once. I think
Awesome, very awesome. Well,
currently Temple of Doom and Last Crusade are tied.
at having only seen one, you mean?
Right. Crusade,
Gotcha.
I actually saw in theaters in '89.
Sweet.
That was right after I saw Ghostbusters 2.
All right.
But I didn't see Batman that year. Despite the fact that everyone else is all like, yeah, Batmania, woohoo. And it's like, you know what movie I wanted to see more than anything that year besides Crusade and Ghostbusters 2? At least that summer. Because if you think about it, Back to the Future
Yeah.
Part 2 came out in '89 too.
Ah, that
That,
was a really fucking good year for movies.
yes, it was. But the movie I really wanted to see that came out that summer was UHF.
Oh shit! Excellent.
And I didn't. Did not. I was not able to.
Aw,
Guess who did?
who dat?
My wife. She saw it
Oh,
that
really?
year. Yes,
Huh.
Betty saw UHF in theaters. I'm insanely jealous because that's one of the only favorite movies of mine I have not seen in theaters.
Oh, maybe Flashback would include that at some point,
One would
hopefully.
hope. Until then, I got the Blu-ray. Uh, but
True.
I also missed the original Back to the Future the first time around. And
Oh, yeah.
thanks to Flashback Cinema, I got to see that in theaters a few years back.
I wish they had a program. I wish that ran over where I am, but I'm in Lanetown, USA, so it doesn't come
Yeah.
that far out, apparently.
Well, they do play all over the country. They just not in your end either.
Yeah, we suck, Beavis.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of what else I got to see for the first time in theaters because of Flashback Cinema. Another was The Goonies.
Oh, excellent.
My parents were not moviegoers. So
Not
therefore,
everyone is.
I missed a lot of good movies in theaters. Now, they had to
Mm,
take us to see the original Star Wars trilogy because my younger brother and I were Star Wars happy at the time.
of course.
Yep, I didn't know about Raiders of the Lost Ark until I saw it on VHS. I'd never even heard about it.
Mm,
I did hear about Ghostbusters, and that's still a movie I haven't seen in theaters, so that's on the list.
hmm.
Uh, had to miss The Goonies, the year it came out. Had to miss Transformers the movie. Had to miss UHF. Had to miss Back to the Future. Although I have a distinct memory of my father talking about this movie where this kid from the 80s goes back to the 50s. And we were sitting at dinner and he's talking to my mom about this movie. And, well, we know what it was, and turns out he really liked it. In fact, he's got his own copies.
Well, good.
My father's got a bunch of movies, you know. And I find it funny, he's still discovering some of the movie greats from the 80s even today.
Hmm. What was the most recent one you remember?
Let me think. 80s movies today. Well, it's been a while since we sent him movies, so. Uh, I know he's seen the original Terminator.
Good.
He liked that. He's seen the original Predator.
Hmm.
He
Very
liked
good.
he liked that. He's seen Aliens. Uh, I told him though, it's like, okay, here's the thing. See, my dad's not really into like horror or slasher flicks or anything like that, and Aliens kind of straddles the line, or Alien does, the original.
Yeah.
So it kind of straddles the line. So when I said I was going to send him an Alien movie, it's like, I'm going to send you the second one because I think you'll like that one. He did.
Hmm. Awesome.
And he liked RoboCop so much when he finally saw it, he had to call me and specifically tell me. He thought it was some kid movie about, like, a robot cop or something. And when he finally saw it, he called me up and he's like, I just watched RoboCop. That's my kind of movie. It's like
Fucking straight.
it's like that. Yeah,
Damn.
it's like it's good, wasn't it, Dad? And he's like, yeah. I keep in mind, my dad's going on. My dad will be 90 in May,
Yeah,
and he's just now
that's nice.
discovering some stuff. Now,
That's pretty awesome.
and I have sent him other ones too, like Predator 2 and T2, and I didn't bother any of the RoboCop sequels because no,
Mm,
haven't.
yeah. Well, two has some merit to it for what it's worth.
Two is
Maybe.
two is just it's so meta in the sense that like why it's a bad idea to make a RoboCop 2.
Yeah, some say that's where its brilliance lies. Others would probably say it's kind of belaboring the point a little, but taking it for what it is, there have been more pointless and less substantial sequels in cinema,
Yeah.
like Superman 3 and 4.
Or Batman and Robin,
mm, or
or
Batman v Superman.
or Highlander 2: The Quickening.
I hear that one's really terrible, yeah.
It was very bad.
Like a fault.
Now there was another movie I'd sent him. It was oh yeah. You see, my dad would not be able to do Evil Dead 1 or 2.
Mm.
but he likes Army of Darkness. What killed the dinosaurs? Me! He is a Jurassic Park fan, I'll say that.
Well, that's fair.
He likes most of Spielberg's 80s output. Although it's funny listening to him go on about some movies and how they don't need to exist.
Like Lost World?
No, actually, nothing Jurassic Park related. He wants nothing to do with Forrest Gump.
I've still never seen that.
I
For what
have.
it's worth.
I have. It was a decent flick.
Okay.
He wants nothing to do with Titanic.
I still haven't seen that either. That is very understandable.
I saw it twice in theaters. Honestly.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Honestly, what?
I was interested in seeing it to see the historical accuracy of the Titanic's first and final voyage. I was not in it for the Jack and Rose love story.
Yeah, that's the impression I get too. I remember that I actually saw that Titanic was coming up on Flashback Cinema's roster, and I teasingly asked you if you were going to see it this time.
Only if you see Titanic, the legend goes on, or whatever the hell it's called. And you know what that means, don't you?
Crap.
That means rapping dogs.
The dog rap or whatever.
There's something you should know. And I'm
Sometimes
tell you
movies were a mistake.
Well, just watching the Nostalgia Critics review of that movie, near as he can figure, and I think he might be pretty on base with this, is that he interpreted Titanic as some kind of a fairy tale, like the James Cameron movie. And which is why they got their happy ending, and the dolphins came out, and, we had a rapping dog. So stupid.
I guess that makes as much sense as anything.
Exactly. Well, I did inadvertently crush a little girl's feelings about that movie once.
Oh, what's that now?
Okay. Bromley.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I was a member of his wedding party the second time he got married.
Okay.
Had it on a cruise ship. And, they were going off on the honeymoon on the cruise ship, and I had left my car back at his apartment. So his parents offered to give me a ride home along with his bride's niece. Who, she was a nice little girl. She was maybe, 8 or 9. And she'd seen Titanic, and she had to gush about how great that movie was, and it was the love story, and it was so sad, and she's just going on and on and on, and here comes Captain Bringdown. It's like, that actually happened, right? And she just looked at me like, what? I said, not the Jack and Rose stuff. They made that up for the movie. But there really was a ship called the RMS Titanic that hit an iceberg and sank on April 15th, 1912. Next time you go to your school library, look it up, you'll see it. You'd swear I just told her that Santa Claus had been gunned down.
The night Santa went crazy.
Yeah. He was doing... The thing about him, though, is in that song, at least he was just doing time for his crimes.
Yeah.
He didn't get blown away.
Okay.
But so I tried to reassure her about it. I gave her the facts about the ship because I've been a Titanic buff for years. In fact, this past September, Betty and I went to this Titanic exhibition down in Orlando, and it was. I loved it.
He took some awesome pictures of it too.
Yeah, they actually had a full piece of the ship's hull there.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Couldn't touch it, but they had a piece of the hull that they either had gotten separated from the rest of the ship or it fell off and transport. I don't know, but they set it up where you actually could reach in and touch it. I can actually say I've touched a part of the Titanic.
Nice.
And I walked away from that place with an actual piece of coal on board the ship.
Hmm.
They were selling them as souvenirs.
Very nice.
Tiny, tiny little piece, but, you know. But anyway, so I'm telling her all about the real story of the Titanic. I did not bring up the rapping dog. Mainly because I didn't know about it.
Yeah. Well, that's as good a reason as any.
Well, by the time we got back to Bromley's apartment, she was in a better mood. And I said to her, yeah, just, you can read up all about this in your school library, so go check it out. And she's like, I will. I never saw her again, so I don't know whatever happened.
Yeah, damn. I was going to ask if she had if you had any idea of if she actually became as much of a buff about the subject as you did.
Yeah, she could have. But I'll tell you, when I went to see the movie the first time, I was engaged to my ex-fiancée, Helen. And I remember sitting there with her watching the movie, and it's funny, our mutual friend Cosmo had seen the movie with his girlfriend at the time. And he said that when the ship hit the iceberg, he looked at her and he said, okay, your movie's over, mine's starting. He's as much of a Titanic buff as I am.
Yeah.
So I knew what to expect there, but, you know. So, of course, as the whole thing plays out, you know, you got this theater and there's women crying left and right in there, you know. And you can hear all the sniffling and the boo-hoos and all this. And I look over at Helen and she's completely stone-faced. Just totally stone-faced. It's like, wow. Huh. Figured this would move her. Guess not. Oh well. Anyway, about a week or so later, my friend Lars was in town. And we set him up on a blind date with my friend Carmen. And Carmen loves that movie. In fact, I even offered to take her to see Star Wars Episode 1 with me. I was going to pay and everything. And she's like, nope, can't do it. Why not? It can't beat Titanic at the box office. Carmen, it's Star Wars. It's going to walk all over Titanic. I don't actually remember if it did or not, but you know, she didn't go. Anyway, so...
Hey there, Eris. What's up?
Hey, Eris. How's it going? So anyway...
Awesome. We have another captive party member, audience member.
Yeah, we're just BSing right now about stuff until some more people roll in.
Yep.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there. I got Carmen on my left and Helen on my right. And Lars is down the other side of Carmen. And we're watching the movie. And, of course, right on cue, Carmen starts crying in the places I expected her to cry. Along with all the other women in there. And then all of a sudden, next to me, I start hearing sniffles. I kind of look over, and there's Helen, and she's pulled a tissue paper out of her purse, and she's starting to dab her eyes. And I was like, oh, it just took a second viewing for it to get through to her, because eventually she just burst out into tears. I'm getting crying in stereo at this point. Well, more like surround sound, given all the other women. But me being me, I had to do something. Now, it's no secret just how that movie ends. And if it is, I mean, come on, it's been almost 30 years since it came out. Where have you been? So, I'll omit the details just in case. Because I know at least one person here has not seen the movie. Yes, that would be you, Mike.
Should I actually see it this year? I don't know. What do you think?
You can if you want to, but there's other better movies out there to watch too, so.
That is true. Like John Wick, which you still have to see.
Yeah, I know.
Uno reverse card. But yeah, just kidding.
Well, what are they up to, like 4 now?
Yeah. Presumably the fourth one was the last one. There was also a spin-off after that, but I heard mids, so hopefully. I mean, I'm sure there's money to be made, but I can also respect if and when a franchise actually does know when to call it quits. So I guess we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure everyone's seen the meme where it's got the old Rose, and she's like, "It's been 84 years." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, that's at the beginning of the movie, so I'm not spoiling anything there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the end of the movie, it cuts back to the present because most of it's told in flashback. And Snarp, I would probably say you made out better because at least you got that sweet ass lightsaber duel between Qui Gon, Obi Wan, and Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm. The one part no one can complain about, if nothing else.
That's right. So, much like she'd done back in 1912, at one point she climbs up on the stern, on the railing, to get a better view of the ocean. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so here she is at 90 something, and she does the same thing. And I turn to Carmen, and I just kind of go, "Man, what is with this woman in the sterns of ships? Does she want to die?" Carmen couldn't help. She just burst out laughing. And all these women caught up in this emotional moment in the movie all turned and stared at her. It's
Fair.
great. Carmen's cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget the time that I met her. She'd been invited to a party at Bromley's place, and I had some of my friend Steve's Cannibal Corpse tapes on me. I was
Shit.
returning them to him. And yeah, we're talking Tomb of the Mutilated, Butchered at Birth, Eaten Back to Life. The original ones with Chris Barnes.
Ah, cool.
And I happen to sit down at the table, and she starts looking at him. And she's like, "Are these yours?" Like, "No, I was just borrowing from that guy over there." Well, you know what she did to Steve? She started dating him.
Yep. That's the spirit.
It's like, gee, maybe I should have said they were mine.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. No one was destined to end up with anybody that day for good. Carmen's actually married to somebody else with 3 kids. Steve's married to somebody else with a couple of kids. And it's just how life works.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just how it goes sometimes. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So, tough crowd tonight, or should I say, no crowd tonight. We just have Snarb and Iris. But I'll take it. I'm happy you guys are here.
I was gonna say you weren't really expecting anyone. This is mostly just kind of a sort of get back into the groove sort of test stream kinda is the impression I got.
Because we are actually having a stream coming up in about 2 weeks.
Yes.
We're going to be with, goes by the screen name of LDP. That'd be Logan. And we'll be talking about music. Trying to sell each other on certain bands.
Yep.
Though I know the one the three of us can agree on, for the most part, is Rush.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's Rush. Speaking of which, going to see them in November. Very happy about that.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And Leona's going with me.
Sweet.
My oldest is going to have a chance to see Rush.
That's pretty awesome. It's very awesome.
You don't know how
especially after. I was going to say, considering that they were retired for a fair while, that this is even happening is a fantastic stroke of luck on her part.
Well, they called it quits in 2015. And
yeah, of course.
At the time, she was, what do you think, 2015? She was like in her early teens. She was listening to stuff. Hey, Brandon's here.
Hey, Brandon. What's up, sir?
Yeah. She was
all right, we got 3 people watching.
Yeah. All right, she was listening to stuff like 21 Pilots and T-Bones and Hash. You know?
Is that latter one an actual name?
No.
It didn't sound like it. It sounded very Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo made up.
That's the dumbest name I ever heard. Hi,
Hey,
Joey
come
Jojo.
back!
Well, I would do that just to get her goat sometimes.
Yeah,
She'd be listening to some mumble rap or something like that, and I was like, huh. T-Bones and Hash, huh? It's not what they're called. Huh. That man just ordered breakfast in the middle of my rap song.
Y'all biscuit heads.
Exactly. But yeah, so she was like, 13 when they called it quits, and
Gotcha.
18 when Neil died.
Mm.
So, or something along those lines, anyway. But she's very excited about seeing them.
Excellent.
And
as well she should be.
She might even end up wearing my old Roll the Bones concert tee.
That'd be great.
It's the puss head design, too.
Oh, sweet. And yeah, Brandon, we do know about Splatter World. He just didn't get around to playing it yet.
Yeah, I was actually adding in with the translation team, so I threw in my 2 cents here and there. And Mo's here. Huzzah!
Hey, Mo. What up?
Jimmy,
How's it going?
We can start talking about the real stuff now.
I suppose we can, yes.
Yeah. Surprised Sharon hasn't shown up yet.
That's a good point.
Anyway, yeah, we will be having a stream on the 31st. And like we were saying earlier, it's going to be with Logan, a.k.a. LDP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be about music. So stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I got to straighten out. Here we go. That's better. Back hurts a little bit. Now, most of you weren't here for what we were talking about originally. I'll just say after my eye surgery, I'm doing much better. So, I got a couple more operations to go through, but I'm doing good. And as everyone knows, after the last stream, I basically put a stop to everything because I've been busy working on my upcoming book. And oh yeah, I saw it coming. All right, Mo. This is like saying I'm gonna stash you a question, but I'm shaving it for later. Anyway. Don't blame me.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do it. Yes, this is the second time she's used that line on me.
Well, okay. The third time's the charm, so don't... I don't know what the fuck I mean by
Or
that.
third.
I'm really operating on like a third power than usual here, if you can believe it.
Okay, let me see. Give me one moment here. Go ahead and talk about something.
Well, I still haven't seen Cabin Boy at your suggestion.
Oh, you gotta see
unfortunately. I tried to, but the cough places I normally get them were defunct and they weren't running them, and I didn't feel arsed to want to pay Amazon any rental money, so I just never got around to it yet. I did get invited to a watch party for a bad movie. If I don't know if you're at all familiar with a Mr. Neil Breen at all.
I have no idea who that is.
He's this independent filmmaker, operates in Vegas, who has made, I think, 6 movies now, and they're like all really bad, apparently. And he's like, I'm not sure if he really knows the first thing about filmmaking or storytelling or whatever. And hey there, Jay, what's up?
Hey, Jay.
Oh, hey, thank you for that. Sorry you're not feeling great, though. But, well, uh, when have any of us been feeling fan-fucking-tastic lately, anyway? I don't know. But, anyway, yeah, Neil Breen is... I don't know if it's giving too much credit to, like, call him, like, the new Ed Wood or whatever, but I do have to admit, I don't normally shit watch for the sake of it, but his films do have an interesting sort of cadence to them. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it was fun viewing it. But yeah, you have to really be into bad cinema to get all it to understand the Tao of Breen, so to speak. It is an experience to watch any of his movies. I will say that. Just be aware of what you're getting into in advance.
And Sharon's shown up.
Oh,
And
hey, Sharon.
she was listening to the last one we did with Sam.
Huh. Oh yeah, that was a pretty fun one.
Yeah,
I had more to. Yeah, I had more to say about it than I thought I did, so I was happy at that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm not really into bad cinema myself.
Yeah, you need you need MST3K or riff tracks for that if you're going for that.
Absolutely.
And I'm not normally either, but occasionally it is fun to watch crap in a large group. I will admit that for what it's worth.
Well, we could always run Mitchell at some point. That
would be pretty great to have in the group, yeah.
The un-MST3K'd Mitchell.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tall order.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. Joe Dunn and all, but like, woof.
Yep.
My.
My apartment. I love pulling my gun when I go to my apartment. Scare the cats after death. We'll never grow old. We'll never die. We'll always eat oatmeal. Let's reenact the last scene from Key Largo, Mitchell. All right, guys. I called no singing a theme for Gilligan's Island. I can quote that one all day. There's just so many good lines in it.
Hey. It's funny. It's actually the first MST I ever remember seeing, despite the fact it was the last one ever with Joel.
It's the first one I had on tape. I'd seen quite a few of them before that, but...
Yeah. They really brought out their A game for that.
The hood to the Mustang got a credit. Hey, the headlight fixed itself.
I would like to see Priscilla Queen of the Desert someday, Brandon. I've heard it's a good one. Although it really amuses me that at the same, more or less pretty much the same time, came out Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, which has an extremely similar premise from what I understand. And there's actually like a Wikipedia article about like twin movies or dueling movies or whatever, noting significant points in cinema release history where two movies take on a really similar subject or even the same subject. Like that time when two films about Truman Capote came out at the same time, which was indeed weird that was like that, but I don't know what dictates that. I guess some zeitgeist gets in people's heads or whatever. But you know what? Let me get that article actually, if I can find it.
And
you go
Sharon, this one's about whatever in the hell we feel like talking about. Put
Yeah,
simply.
pretty much. Yeah, it's a Lucy.
Lucy,
improvised stream.
you got some
Exactly.
splaining to do.
Oh yeah, offhand, mom had on. There wasn't much else on TV, but she had on what she considered to be the absolute worst episode of I Love Lucy, the one where they go to Scotland, if you remember that one at
I
all.
do remember that one, actually.
And do you
Yeah.
think that one sucks too?
I don't know if I go as far as say it sucks, but it's not top tier.
Yeah,
I mean, you want.
it apparently became a musical or something. I wasn't really
Yeah.
hard paying attention, but it gets stupid even for I Love Lucy standard.
Yeah, it's like they were trying
So
to do Brigadoon or something like that.
yeah, and yeah, Twin Films. There you go. Just there's been a lot of points where this has happened for whatever reason or another. There's apparently a movie by the name of Carnosaur that released in proximity to Jurassic Park. I would say this sounds like some Billion the Clonosaurus bullshit, but Carnosaur was apparently an actual book too, so I don't know what to tell you here.
Fun story about that. I have
Oh, yeah?
a dinosaur magazine from 1993 that, of course, had a big
Oh?
spread on Jurassic Park, but they had a nice
Mm-hmm.
big spread on Carnosaur too.
Oh, hey.
And they described it as being much more of a horror movie. And they even said like the
Hmm.
main dinosaur in that movie is like the Freddy Krueger of dinosaurs. And it's like, I don't know about all that. But so
Oh, dang.
it was I can't remember who did it. Might have been Full Moon Studios or something like that, or whatever that one company is that did
Ooh.
Puppet Master.
Let me see here. Apparently, it was New Horizon Pictures.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe it just got released through them on video. I don't know.
It's possible. Yeah.
They also had a big spread on Prehysteria.
Oh?
Yes, a kids movie about dinosaurs, starring the kid from Last Action Hero.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. And that was
Oh, that's
through
interesting.
Full Moon's family-friendly label, Moonbeam.
Right. They did have one of those.
Mm-hmm. And
I need to look more into Full Moon's history, but they're a very interesting company. Although this evil bong rut they settled into now, I don't think is. I'm not sure I'm into that.
yeah. Well, I could tell you a little more about this magazine. I think it was actually released by the people behind Starlog, who I think
Oh,
were also the same people behind Fangoria. I don't know.
okay,
Anyway,
that makes sense.
but they also covered a big article on dinosaur comic books. They did a whole like history of dinosaurs in cinema before that, all the way back to like the silent version of Lost World. You know, the one
Hmm.
based on the Doyle story.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
they talked about Ray Harryhausen,
All right.
and they even had it was some kind of an article about. This kind of surprised me. Have you ever heard of Donald F. Glut?
You cut out a bit. Donald, who now?
Donald F. Glut, Glut.
I'm not sure if I have.
Well, apparently he was major dinosaur head there, and wrote a lot of books
Hmm.
about him and all sorts of other stuff. You know what else he wrote?
What's that?
Get this: the novelization of The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
So, but there's a bunch of stuff in there. And I tell you, some of the things they show off in the ads in that magazine, like incredibly detailed models of characters like RoboCop, Indiana Jones, uh, the Sulaco from Aliens, the Nostromo,
Nice.
and of course you got
Awesome.
Aliens and the Eggs and the Queen and the Power Loader, and
Sweet.
every dinosaur from Jurassic Park. It's really
Very
good,
nice.
and it's got a lenticular cover too, so that's cool.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Prehysteria, but yeah, they did a big, like, 2 or 3 page spread on that. But yeah, I remember some of the other movies they were talking, like The Valley of Gwangi. And
What?
yeah, it's apparently it's a western about dinosaurs.
Wait, this sounds somewhat familiar now that you mentioned it. I forget where I heard it, but I might have heard of that, yeah.
I think they also cover The Beast from 40,000 Fathoms or whatever it was called.
Oh, that's a classic one. Nice.
And let's not forget they do devote some page space to one of the most, if not the most famous cinematic dinosaur mutant.
Oh, Zilla plus God,
That'd be the guy.
as it were.
Starting with the 1955 film.
Well, I would hope they'd start there and not on the 1998 plopper.
Well, considering this magazine was released in 1993, kind of hard for them to do that, don't you think?
Yeah, that's, glad they respect the classics in that case, yeah.
Yeah, respect the classics, man.
Yeah.
But they covered 1 million years BC when dinosaurs ruled the earth. If it had dinosaurs in it, they talked about it, including King Kong,
Oh, nice.
including the 76 Kong.
Not nice.
No, just
Did they at least cover the sequel, King Kong Lives?
I don't think there were any dinosaurs in that one, so probably not.
Oh, that's bogus. Were there any dinosaurs in King Kong Escapes? That was Toho's take on King Kong before they did. But around the time they did King Kong versus Godzilla, they did one where he went up against a Mecha Kong some years before I think Mecha Godzilla existed. I'm getting my timeline tripped up, but yeah.
Again, if there was no dinosaurs, they didn't cover it. So
Shit.
I don't recall seeing anything about that one.
Well, fair deal.
But yeah, they did actually a 2 or 3 page spread on the history of Godzilla movies.
Awesome.
They had this to say about Godzilla 1985, which is basically, what's Raymond Burr's role in this movie? Mostly he just stands around like a pompous wet blanket, saying stuff like, no matter what happens, Godzilla will live.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that treatment of the film, but I gather his appearance in it is somewhat gratuitous.
Yeah, that's the one that we rented, was the American one.
Gotcha.
No, Sharon, Mike wouldn't be talking about Mecha Godzilla. He'd be talking about Mecha Kong. Because there are
King
two
Kong
of them.
Escapes.
Mm-hmm. There are two of them.
There's also Cyberwoo from King of the Monsters 2. Hey, SNK reference. That only I give a shit about.
Anyway, they did not, believe it or not, they did not cover dinosaur video games.
Yeah, there were some of those, but the only ones I can think of were mostly based around Jurassic Park. There was also a really bad one I had growing up based on the animated movie We're Back, a Dinosaur Story. Oh boy, that one stunk. The game. The movies, I remember being pretty good, but it's been a really long time since I've seen it. I know Yardley Smith voices one of the characters. Mechagodzilla and Alright, excellent.
Yeah,
I think both of the Mechagodzilla films in the Showa era are great. Well, first one more so, but Terror Mechagodzilla wasn't bad either. Most of the Mechagodzilla films, I'd say, are generally on the upper half of the Godzilla oeuvre. I don't know if I just think that he's a cool design throughout as many incarnations, or if it's interesting to have like the premise of him being like a dark reflection of this organic monster or whatever is just really makes for an interesting enemy or whatnot. But I don't know. He usually brings the goods. I see. Usually like Ghidorah, although the first wait, hang on. We're not holding a kaiju stream here. Maybe we should someday. I don't know.
Maybe. But Brandon did point out one, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. When did that come out?
The video game?
Yeah.
93.
So if it came out the '93 before the magazine was posted, they could have put it in there.
They
Uh,
could have,
but they
maybe.
they did mention Xenozoic Tales,
All right.
and they
Yeah, I need to look more into the original source. I need to look more into Xenozoic Tales and like the animated series, and I think the Sega CD game, whatnot. Governor Scharnhorst, who's mostly credited as the big bad of the series, or at least the animated series, she was not at all in the arcade game. Although she represents a more like political thread, I guess it's not as pragmatic to have her in a beat 'em up or whatever. So
well,
it is what it is.
but speaking of comic books that were converted into games, dinosaur comics
Yeah.
specifically, they also
Mm-hmm.
covered Dinosaurs for Hire.
Oh yeah, Snarbu I think knows a few things about that one if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Uh, yeah.
It wants to be Contra with dinosaurs, but there's too much backtracking and shit as far as I'm concerned. And
I thought
they
it was interesting, but weird to play. I should poke at it more at some point, though.
they even brought up the X Mutants because they had a crossover with Dinosaurs for Hire at one point.
That's right. Yeah.
And that
That
was the other Malibu game that was released for the Genesis.
yeah, that was the time for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting time for games and licenses in general, I'd say.
But
Like, but what now?
consider this: if they had really wanted to include games featuring dinosaurs, they could have done, let's see, Time Soldiers, Bonk's Adventure, Joe and
They
Mac.
could have. They could have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's plenty more that I'm skipping.
Oh,
But
probably.
that would have been a good start right there, just those three. Prehistoric Island 1930. It's your
Oh yeah.
second SNK reference. Unless you count Time Soldiers, which would make this a third.
Time. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but anyway, yeah, it's a neat magazine. I'll have to see if I can dig up a digital copy somewhere.
If you can find it, it does sound pretty rad to look into.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe if I can't find it, I can donate my copy to be scanned and preserved for posterity.
And bronzed and dipped in guacamole.
Yeah. Or it could be like that. The first two issues of the Further Adventures of Indiana Jones by Marvel, where
Yep.
Indy was searching for something called the Icons of Icamamnon, and it turns out they
Hmm.
were these solid gold statues that were supposed to come to life to avenge against evil. And
Hmm.
they found them, and Indy goes to pull one off of the wall, and it's attached with like just little blobs of solidified gold. And when he pulls one of them off, it breaks. You know what's inside?
What's that?
Human bones.
Spoopy.
They dipped a bunch of poor bastards in gold and then stuck them on the walls.
Ooh, that's pretty Game of Thronesian.
Yeah, well, turns out the girl he was working with actually wanted to go ahead and get all the credit for it herself. So she had her boyfriend who was going to go ahead and kill Indy and throw his body out over the ocean. Except that Indy had translated the inscriptions they found on the altar inside this place. And the one icon they're able to bring back, as soon as he said this, he came to life. And started going
Okay.
after, and went after those two.
Hmm.
And he's like, let me set
That's how it happens.
yeah, he's like, let me set this thing's controls to go out over the ocean because I don't want whatever came out of that box to be walking around.
Hmm.
And now I'm gonna jump out, except I'm gonna take the only parachute.
Yep, that's good.
That's exactly what happened.
Nice.
Oh god, Denver the Last Dinosaur. Didn't we discuss that in the '80s cartoon stream? One of them.
That sounds. We did discuss Dino Saucers. I know you weren't into that one, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a cheesy charm about it. I did go on to watch several more episodes afterward, and there are definitely some dumbass episodes in there, but it can be pretty fun for the most part. If you're not if you're not expecting anything more than doofy dino silliness, as it were.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. But tell me, have you ever harnessed the power of Dino Riders?
No, I have not. I forget what that even is.
It was a toy line that lasted for like 15 minutes in the late 80s.
Hmm.
It was basically these two alien cultures come to Earth during the prehistoric era, and the bad guys start enslaving dinosaurs and using them to attack the good guys, and the good guys just kind of talk to the rest of them. It's like, they're enslaving your fellow dinosaurs. Let's go kick their asses. Uh, my younger brother was into them for a little while, along with the Dinosaurs Attack card series.
Hmm.
That was gory as hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I remember that being covered and being surprisingly disturbing. Also, Mo, I think I remember Land of the Lost. I think it aired on Nickelodeon for a bit.
I vaguely remember
I'm
that
trying
one
to
myself.
remember any damn. I'm trying to remember any damn thing that happened in it though. Was there like a Sasquatch or whatever? Am I misremembering? I might be. I don't know. Shit. I'm going to have to look this up now.
All right. Also, obligatory Dinobots reference.
Okay, that's fair.
Me,
Yeah,
Grimlock, say you're
yeah,
talking about Dinobots.
yeah. This was it. I sort of remember the logo. The uh, oh man, what even happened in it? I do not remember. I just remember it existed. I wish I could tell you more though. It's
It was a thing.
my brain is just a pile of shit. Space Cases, yes, that one I actually remember more about. And it starred the Black Ranger from Power Rangers, if I'm not mistaken, and also yeah, Walter Emmanuel Jones and Jewel State several years before Firefly became a thing.
Really?
I remember liking it quite a bit. It was somewhat goofy, and I didn't really have much of an idea of Star Trek at the time, but for I guess kind of being like Canadian Trek Junior, I actually remember being pretty into it. I think it kind of ended on an uncertain cliffhanger, though, which always sucks, but
Well,
uh, yeah, no, Space Cases wasn't bad. At least so to the extent that my memory remembers. I'm sure it doesn't hold up as well today, but who can say for sure?
it's morphine time.
But the fun fact: Rob hates Power Rangers and everything it stands for.
Admittedly, it's more of a non-entity to me now, but at the time, it was just like, what is this crap that's ripping off Voltron?
Oh man, sticking by Voltron in that war, huh? When I watched the '80s Voltron, I quit at the episode where the princess got disrespected repeatedly and the maid threatened to spank her. I was like, what the fuck even is this at this point? I just I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
Here's the kicker. As a kid, I watched Voltron all the time, and
Yeah.
Transor Z as well. And I remember sometime in the mid '90s, I ended up renting a videotape of Voltron and a videotape of Transor Z. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen these in years. This is gonna be great. And I'm watching. It's like I watched this all the time. These are pretty bad. Yeah,
Well, shit.
at least GI Joe and Transformers mostly holds up. Couldn't tell you
Well,
about
at least
Thundercats though. I haven't seen that in forever. But
Snarf sucks. Other than that, not a bad show.
now you want to talk about a forgotten kids show? What
What's
about
that?
the Great Space Coaster?
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but you got to get on board the Great Space Coaster.
Sounds like a trick. Hang on.
Oh, you don't believe me, huh? Yeah, go ahead, look that up.
The Great Space Coaster is an American live action. Okay.
Ha!
Coasterville by a clown named Baxter. What the fuck?
Yeah, it gets weird.
Apparently Mark Hamill appeared on it at some point.
Doesn't surprise me.
Um, it apparently seems to be somewhat peripheral to the Muppets.
Yeah, in a way.
Apparently, huh?
And
Okay,
let's see. Which one were we
interesting.
talking about briefly there, Snarb?
Uh, I assume he means the Great Space Coaster,
Oh,
but
probably.
I I do not remember.
Excuse yourself.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I have some carbonated water here. My bad.
Every time you do that, I'm going to hit the duck.
Uh, you know what? I guess we might as well test the emergency duct system. No, wait. Now. Okay, there. Did you hear that?
Nope. I think the duck system has failed on your part. Let's see about mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that works on mine.
Try it on yours
Okay,
again.
there we go. All right. So there's a minor fluke.
Try it again one more time. I can hear it now.
Okay, there we go. Cool. Hooray! We have duck. Hmm.
Anyway, if you want another one that's basically been forgotten, there was also Kid Video.
Kid. That does sound familiar. Wasn't it spelled with two D's, or did I make this up?
No, 2D's like Alex Kidd.
Yeah, no, there were two. Yeah, no, this one I do sorta, maybe kind of remember, or at least it sounds familiar. I at least
It had
peripherally remembered it
it had
somehow. I don't know.
Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch in it.
Oh, Robbie Wrist. I know he showed up as a sort of meta character in Batman the Animated Series in the Baby Doll episode.
Yeah. Now that was a good show.
That show is, for the most part, awesome. It's not perfect, but it's mostly great. Anyway.
And the game is based on it, at least. Speaking strictly of the console games. And not including any CD add-ons. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think the Genesis game is too damn hard for its own good, although it is a
Mm-hmm.
technical powerhouse.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
But the Super NES one really feels like an episode of the cartoon.
It is very accurate to the show, yes. That's definitely its greatest strength.
Mm-hmm.
I admit there's some things I like more about the Genesis version, but I will admit the SNES version, if nothing else, wins for authenticity.
Yeah, I mean, if you like a lot of action, which I usually do, then the Genesis one's definitely got it. It's like Contra with Batman in a way. But the Super NES one, that's just Konami being Konami, which is to say being awesome. Like they were at the time.
Yeah, and they were for 2 decades-ish, and maybe a couple plus years before they started to wonk off.
Yep.
But,
oh well.
you know, these things happen. $8
Exactly.
again.
So, anyway, perhaps we should talk about some other stuff instead of retreading possibly some of our older stuff. Well, I suppose that mainly everyone here knows that the reason I kind of went dark from everything, I mean, I haven't even updated West Mansion since November, is because I'm in the middle of writing my next book.
And
And
when it comes out, buy his book. Buy his book.
Thank you, Jed Sherman.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing about it. For one thing, it's my first full work of fiction. Now, a lot of it is based on experiences of myself and my friends and people I knew in the 90s, because it takes place mainly in '94.
Mhm.
And two, it is unlike anything I've ever written before. I mean, when I've written fiction in the past, it's been action, adventure, things like that. This is not anything like that.
It is not. No.
No, in fact, without giving away any major spoilers or anything, it involves a group of friends who are, they're young adults, they're going out into the real world, that kind of thing. A couple of them are already out there, but the other ones are just, well, one in particular is kind of still living in this whole, well, I have things I want to do, but they're not what everyone expects me to do kind of thing. So, and as the story goes on, things happen. Things sometimes get resolved, sometimes they don't. And, uh, a lot like real life.
Well, pretty much.
And they say, write what you know, so I just kind of took a lot of what I know and merged it together, sprinkled it around, mixed some stuff up here and there, and came up with these characters.
Hmm.
So, but there's a lot about music in this. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Music of the time period, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, right now, in the rough draft, I'm up to about page 172.
Hmm.
Actual story wise, I'd say it's more at about page 160 because there is a chunk of that is notes plus spaces for acknowledgments and et cetera, et cetera. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's coming along really well and it's shaping up nicely. And for that matter,
Yeah, you've been
yeah.
you've been just freaking riding up a goddamn storm, and I really appreciate that you're cranking out that degree of productivity, even if I say to myself that I am just so lazy in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, that being said, well, do you have anything else to say about your book, as it were?
I do actually. There is a
Go for it.
running theme throughout the book, and that is this book has to do with grief and loss.
Hmm.
So and that's about all the clues I'm going to give you. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to be as tight-lipped as I possibly can about it for now. So,
hmm, well, admittedly, you do know more about it than most people do, but you are part of the writers group too. So
hmm.
we've formed a small writing collective, myself and a couple of other people. And even though I'm writing this one completely by myself, we're basically going to be able to critique each other's work, offer suggestions, encouragement, uh, criticism, whatever.
Hmm.
So if Mike ever gets done with his book, then we will all get a chance to read it and come up with a hilarious title for it.
I was gonna say, hold your horses there. This is like barely a few blocks in the playhouse at this point. But yes, I finally, after many failed ideas and a couple of pages, oh boy, it's going to be awesome. Then like, nah, not really. I kind of sort of have more of a focus for an actual book that I want to write now in the 2020s, and I just want to write one about the game of Doom and its fantastically huge fan scene and my sort of love-hate relationship with the game and how much of an influence has been on my life and how it actually brings emotions out of me now and again while playing the damn game, which I don't know if that seems silly or not. Again, this is just a very prototypical concept, but like the very crude working title I have for now is "A Life Well Doomed," but like Rob gave me like 20 others that I'm not sure if I'm going to use, but it was fun brainstorming that at least.
Oh,
I hope to think of a better title later, though. But
well,
yeah.
I still vote for Doom, Doomy, Doomy, Doom, 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 Doom. The end.
That's a little bit on the nose and maybe hard to pronounce, but you know, I appreciate the pop for Invader Zim and his not really friend Gur, as it were.
Gur is awesome.
Gur is
But
fantastic, yeah.
I came up with some other good titles, like yeah, My Vacation on Phobos,
That one's actually pretty fun.
and 20 Things to Do on Phobos when you are being faced with a hordes of hell. Hint: all 20 involved
Something like
shooting them.
Yeah, yeah, especially that cyber demon until he dies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the meme, I think.
Ah, yes, the meme. And there's also Wolfenstein. This is Doom.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think I can really write as much about Wolfenstein from a sort of, new journalism perspective, but, you know, maybe if I get inspired to write about other games. It's just that the premise for this one is inspired by a guy on YouTube I really like by the handle Mount Pain 27. He runs a show by the name of Dean of Doom, where he actually takes a look at like a huge shitload of Doom maps and gives his own thoughts about them, how fun they are to play, how they make him feel, and whatnot. He grades their their quality and their difficulty after talking about them, and it's made me think like I can and should do something kind of like this. I'm obviously not going to do it as well, but maybe I could at least make a book out of it because I don't have shit for editing skills.
Well, there's you could always do something else for let's see. I mean, I kind of like Hell on Phobos 2000, Tales of BFG's Destruction and Other Demonic Delusions of the Demons from Hell. There was also Rise of the Doom
Maybe.
Wads.
That one's not bad, but like, I don't know. This is one that I really don't want to get hung up on the title for because I really have the idea more straightforward. Like, the very first thing like I write about in it is that I'm playing, and this actually just happened to like last week, but I'm playing this one sort of bizarre wad that is extremely minimal with the textures it uses, so that every stage looks mostly gray, except for this infamous texture known as fire blue, which gets sprinkled in, which is really infamously gaudy and kind of a meme in the Doom community. And I was saying how, this one actually has some actual chutzpah to it. It might have kind of been based on a troll premise, but like, it's got a lot more spice going for it than it looks. And I said that you're gonna like this. I said that like this wad name of 50 Shades of Grey Tall, which I was pretty much making fun of that whole mess. But I was saying that this wad had a sort of similar power to it, where like when for most of his screen time at first, Indiana Jones's dad just seems kind of somewhat bumbling and grumpy, and you think like he's going to be kind of a load throughout everything, and then then you think then he scares off a bunch of birds, and you think for a bit, oh well, he's really lost his mind, hasn't he? And then the Nazi plane crashes afterward, and he quotes Charlemagne while Indy looks on in bewilderment, and I just thought that like a Doom mod that looks that looks like a joke, but actually has some substance to it. That's just what that reminded me of. So,
Henry, look what you
eh.
did. It's war, Marcus.
Exactly.
I suddenly
So I
remembered
figure you
my
appreciate the cheap
Charlemagne.
pop there.
Let my armies be the rocks and the trees and the birds in the sky. Uh,
Exactly.
now, this was a good title, I thought. Welcome to your doom. And
You
then
know
cue the
what?
big smoke cloud. I don't know.
You
What?
know what?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Your Doom actually does have an interesting double meaning to it in addition to being a meme. I might actually consider that one, thinking on
Oh.
it.
Well, you see, I didn't know about the
But,
meme, but I know about the phrase from Altered Beast.
I mean, yeah, that's why it's a meme, I mean, yeah.
Ah.
But, it's related to video games in general, and, like, it is a funny phrase, but, you could also, like, there's a lot to say about your Doom, like, about your experiences with Doom, and if you've made any levels, what went into making those.
Ah.
I know it seems like a kind of a weird, kind of specific, bizarre art form to wax on, but I don't know. If I can make something of this dippy little subject, then certainly it's not wrong to write about. I should
Wax
hope.
on, wax off.
Exactly,
So,
Pat. That's the way.
I take it you're shooting down. I was a teenage Doom junkie then.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like Doom as a teenager, but I wouldn't say I do as much then as I did now, or at least I didn't have as much appreciation for the game and the huge community surrounding it. The one that, to this day, more than 30 years later, is still going strong. Like active maps and projects are being made in it, and like even games that use the id Tech 1 engine, but are like completely different fucking experiences from Doom. That all persists, and I think another thing I mentioned in the book so far is that it's amazing that a game like that still has a lifespan when there have been so many other so-called forever games in modern GameSpeak parlance, quote unquote, that have already died while Doom is still marching on.
Yeah,
So,
that
like, I
kind
don't know
of.
if you know about that whole Michigas with the game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but that was a huge fucking failure. And that
Yeah.
only, like, went for a year before it fucking went under. And Doom has existed before and after its lifespan, and it just does not stop.
Do you know what that
Hopefully
makes me?
ever.
You know what that makes me think of actually?
What's that?
The Atari 2600.
Oh, yeah, that does have a very interesting homebrew scene that's still going. Yes, that and the 7800 Natch.
You know, more so the 2600 still, even to this day. But my father even said to me not long ago, he's like, I can't believe you can still buy games for that thing. It's like, yeah, and they keep making new ones.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. Another point that I could also make, but I probably would do so for maybe if I were to write about anything else about gaming, is that I'm glad we understand the value of games made in the 80s and 90s, and that for some, they're arguably more popular now than they've ever been. Because, boy howdy, for a while, it kind of looked like game history was sort of in trouble because of the fucking Xbox 360 generation, which I'm always really quick to shit on.
I look at it like this.
Um,
Every generation that comes along has the game console they start out with. And as such, that
yeah,
becomes the de facto starting point for them. And
yeah,
it's gotten to the point now where the people who grew up with the Super Nintendo, to them, that's where it starts. It's like, yeah, we'll just ignore the, 15 years prior to the Super NES. So, It's like, shut up and do some research.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I mean, we're at the point where, and this fucking horrifies and sickens me, we're at the point where someone can theoretically be young enough to start being nostalgic for the fucking Xbox 360, which is like, oh Jesus Christ, this is where I am at now, huh? Oh my
I
fucking god.
fathered at least 2 of them, so.
I'll shut up.
Hey, but
Open foot, insert mouth.
To give them credit, they also have a healthy appreciation for the stuff that came before.
Yeah, because he gave him a good education.
Damn right.
Not every Gen Alpha person or whatever is as lucky as they would be, and I guess this does worry me a bit. But I don't know if I'm taking it too. But go ahead.
Do you know what my oldest favorite arcade game is? Hey, just that alone, her favorite arcade game.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yes, it's not Strider, is it?
It is not.
Well, what would it be then?
Metal Slug 3.
Ooh, hey, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that game's a little long, but the first 3 Metal Slugs are still pretty damn rad in their own regard.
And her younger sister, you know what her favorite game series is of all time? And I'm speaking mainly about the older ones.
King of Fighters?
No. Metroid.
Darn. Yes. Nintendo's less respected member of their arguable triad, or like, I don't know where it is in their hierarchy generally, but I am glad Metroid is still going, although apparently the latest game, Metroid Prime 4, received mixed reviews for whatever reason or another.
Well, in her case, she prefers the 2D ones over the Prime games.
I generally do as well. I respect the first Prime, but I'm not sure if I'd put it in my top 5. And 2 and 3 are just kind of whatever to me. So
okay, Snarb, yeah. I have to ask, did they ever see Transformers the movie?
Yeah, the movie. Like, the movie. Not to sound like a snob, but, you know, the movie. Yeah. Okay, well, as long as he knows it exists,
yes,
that's good.
You should definitely show it to him.
If you can cajole him into it, then yeah, good deal.
Yeah, and you know, I still remember some of the things I had planned for that movie, like the charge of the Light Brigade kind of attack the Autobots were going to do, which was basically going to result in all of them getting slaughtered.
Huh.
So
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they killed enough Autobots and Decepticons in that movie as it was. But
they really did, yes.
We would have seen pretty much the entire existing toy line shot to pieces.
And there was already enough of that chaos.
I just remember watching that the first time.
And of course, the whole Optimus Prime dies. Yeah, and of course, the whole Optimus Prime dies / you know, it's Rodimus Prime's turn now for, like, you know, that only lasted, like, a fucking year after the movie, if even that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rodimus was no Optimus. But I will say this. Anyone that grew up as a Transformers fan in the 80s, they tell you they didn't cry when Prime died, they're a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But just that first scene where the Decepticons invade the Autobot shuttle heading to Earth, and when Megatron screams, "Die, Autobot," and they start playing Instruments of Destruction, and they slaughter the entire crew of that shuttle.
They really did, yes.
I remember watching that for the first time.
I forget,
yeah.
Did that have either Ratchet or Wheeljack on there?
Wheeljack was back on Earth. Ratchet was on board the shuttle.
Ratchet, no!
Yep.
God damn. That is raw, man.
I remember the first time I ever saw that, and my jaw just dropped. Like, the minute they took down Prowl, and all of a sudden, like, all this smoke and stuff starts coming out of his eyes and his mouth, and he collapses, and I'm like, is he dead? He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then
Oh, yes, very.
that hurt, actually, when Ironhide, despite being so badly wounded, as soon as Megatron's like, we'll take out the real threat, the Autobots. When we destroy Autobot City, the Autobots will be vanquished forever. And Ironhide hears Megatron, and he just grabs him. No, and he grabbed the wrong leg because it's right under Megatron's fusion cannon.
Yeah.
Such heroic
Oof.
nonsense. Boom. It's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
In fact, I know at least one
There's a
person.
lot of ice flying around there.
I know at least one person that was very heavily traumatized by that movie when she saw it.
Yeah, I can understand.
She, mm-hmm.
I also just wanted to note Spike saying, "Oh shit, what do we do now?"
And that was cut out of every version I saw up until about 2000.
Well, damn.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's real. It's there. It's like, wow, they actually did. Yeah.
It's
God,
as
that's a
real
good
as
movie.
Deep Space Nine.
Does exist.
Actually,
Oh,
that is my favorite. That is my favorite episode ever of DS9, and it is,
a heavy one.
not very DS9-ish, but like, I mean, it kind of is, but it's very meta, but it's very interesting how it. Well, I can't say much else for those who haven't seen it, but yeah.
Well, at least it gave the actors who wore makeup on a regular basis a chance to take it off for the week.
I think Michael Dorn was especially happy about that.
Oh, I can never figure out how to pronounce his last name, but the guy who played Odo and Quark,
Rene Auberjonois, I want to say.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone who had to wear these, big prosthetic headpieces, they must have been thrilled.
Yeah. Yeah, and Armin Shimmerman definitely not having to have the giant Ferengi forehead, I'm sure was gracious as well.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a great episode. I have a tendency to lean more towards the comedic episodes. It's like Trials and Tribulations, still great. And
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
especially like Little Green Men.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, I would say Far Beyond the Stars is almost comedic, except it ends as tragically as fucking possible, so maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, there's In the
Yeah.
Pale Moonlight.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any that would be the other best episode, so that would probably be it. Especially not if just for the fact that Garak gets to really shine in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then
and also
yeah.
then there's what now?
No, there's that one other that really showed off the horrors of war. The siege of AR 3247564 865
Oh, poor Nog. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I really like though the episode that's sort of like the aftermath of that. It's only a paper moon, which
Where he moves in
just for
bits.
that episode, yeah, just for that episode alone, I can't hate Vic Fontaine like a lot of other people do. That one was actually pretty legit.
You got that right,
felt.
Pally.
But exactly.
But, Little Green Men, I think, just had one of my favorite scenes out of the entire series.
Oh, which one?
It's the part where everyone leaves the room where Quark and Rom and Nog are, but they left the dog there. And he goes and jumps up on Quark. He's like, "Get this thing off me." "Oh, I think he likes you, brother." And all of a sudden, it starts to change. "Hello, Quark." "Oh, no. You stowed away." "Yeah, and now I'm stuck here with you." That was just great.
Yeah, I loved any time on DS9 that was like, Odo and Quark basically doing their best Abbott and Costello sort of dynamic, practically.
Or how about
But
that
yeah.
one scene in The Way of the Warrior when Quark, Odo comes in, he's like, shouldn't you be in the shelters now, Quark? I'm not leaving my bar. I'm going to defend it. I've got my phaser pistol I used to use in that Ferengi freighter. Everyone's a critic. So he opens a box to get it, and Odo pulls out a note. I borrowed the parts from your disruptor to fix this thing. I'll get them back to you. Sorry, Rom. I'll kill him. With what? Just great.
That is actually legitimately fun. That's great. That's
They use that.
no notes.
They use that in Edit, actually.
Oh, really now?
It was the one for where they basically turned DS9 into a sitcom called Quarks.
That I might have seen that one.
Yeah,
Took some time though.
yeah, they got the laugh track in there, and it's like as soon as Quark's like, with what? And then it cuts to the Cheers theme. They did the same thing with that uh, with Next Generation too. So
Right. The shit. Sorry.
yeah, and which is funny because they took the episode where Data created LOL.
Oh yeah.
And that Jonathan Frakes directed that episode. So only a small part is Riker. Remember, he comes into 10 forward and he starts flirting with Law, and then she just like picks him up and kisses him. And then, Law. She drops him, and the Data walks in. Commander, what are your intentions toward my daughter? Your daughter? I have to go. Else didn't cue the laugh track. He leaves. Data looks befuddled, and cut to the Cheers theme song. No, I'm not talking about it, Brandon. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I would prefer not to talk about anything. Honestly, that would be worth getting really angry over. To be honest, so sorry. I'm not sure I've even really heard of that until just now. So, shrug.
I heard something about it, and I just was like, whatever, let's move on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, as far as projects go, yeah, the book, which is titled Nothing Man, is, like I said, it's proceeding nicely. I do plan a West Mansion update at some point in the future. I do have to update the site regarding Splatter World. I got a shit ton of screenshots, translated ones. And I've also been told that by Kurt from Hardcore Gaming 101 that he has specifically set aside the Splatter World article for me.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Yep, but I can't do it until I play through the game. Right now, I don't have time to play through the game. Maybe we could do a joint article. You played through the game.
I mean, maybe, but I think it would make sense for you to actually play it since you're the Splatterhouse guy. I know you're not an RPG guy, but all the same, like, I don't know.
That's one of the biggest things holding me back.
Yeah, and you said you'd swear you never play another RPG after you beat Final Fantasy IV, so now this is really testing you.
Yes, but my bigger reason for not going through it yet is because I'm writing the book. I am focusing my activity, I'm focusing all my energy on that. I mean, I have not touched my game stuff in I don't know how long.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look who's here. It's Bruno.
Hey, Bruno, what's up? How's it going?
And he kept trying to tell me I was going to quit that game, that I'd never finish it because I should just give up now and go play a shooter. And I was like, that's where you're wrong. This has been an albatross around my neck 30 freaking years. And you know what? I finished it. Haha.
Yep. That you did. That you did.
Yep. So, but yes, I will. I've heard it's not. Splatterworld isn't really a long game.
It's not long, and for the most part, I wouldn't say it's too difficult either. Although there are a few bits near the end where it definitely does become a little bit more of a trial to get through. But it never gets as difficult as Sweet Home does, as infamously hard as that one can be if you don't know what you're doing in it.
Yeah, I'll just watch the movie.
Exactly.
There's no Splatterworld movie. Can't watch that. So,
yeah.
I'm still kind of just blown away that it just all of a sudden got dropped out of nowhere.
Yeah. It was very serendipitous timing, and again, the sort of attention that one got, and the fact that it just got translated in fucking like land speed time. And thanks again, Gideon. That's really impressive. Just all the work that went into it as fast as it did. It gives me hope that there is actually a place for Splatterhouse in today's world, that it does have fans, and we saw a fairly dedicated group flock around it, and that's awesome.
Is there room in this crazy world for Splatterhouse? I say yes. But
exactly.
It's been said that it feels like it was an internal leak.
Really now? I'm not sure if I've heard that theory yet.
Someone at Now Productions had access to the prototype and anonymously dumped it.
I could see that, yeah.
So, and at this point, most of the major Famicom prototypes have been found and dumped. And released.
Yeah, that's a good question. What are any that are still hanging on that thread? I wonder.
I
don't know. Color Dreams abandoned Hellraiser game.
That I don't think that ever even existed, aside from a couple of screenshots.
I'm not sure it did either. I wonder if the would-be NES version of Deja Vu 2 ever got to prototype level. I don't think it did. What? Oh?
It might have. Maybe. We just don't know for sure.
That is the question, yeah.
But when you think of all the high-profile ones that did finally get found and dumped, you had Strider Hear You, Parody World Monster Party, Splatter World, and then there was stuff like Secret Ties and Titan Warrior. Who knew about that one?
Yes. And don't forget, fucking the actual Bioforce Ape of all things.
Yeah, Bioforce Ape. And there were a few Capcom games which were supposedly far along before they were canceled. Titan Warrior may have been the tip of the
which ones?
Black Tiger.
Oh, that was going to get an NES version. That would have been cool.
The Speed Rumbler.
That would have been one too. Holy shit, nice.
And keep in mind, given Capcom's track record with improving arcade games for their NES release, it might have been better.
Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of the Speed Rumbler as it is, but an NES version definitely could have sanded down some of the rough spots, or gave us something almost new entirely, like Bionic Commando famously did.
And
so, who knows?
Supposedly they were also working on Street Fighter. Just Street Fighter, not 2 or anything like that. The original.
My God. My God. What if... Total horror show idea. What if that one would have been passed off to fucking Micronics?
Yeah. Yay, Vlagar, how's it going? And yes, Splatterworld has been completely translated. It is playable from
Vlagar,
start
it's
to
been
end.
a while.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you. And yeah, it's as playable as it's going to get, and it is, I'd say, like 98, 99% complete. I think there are like a few just occasional glitches here and there that indicate that it's not 100% finished, but it is playable enough to be finished, pretty much. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I was just thinking of something ridiculous, so don't mind me.
Oh, would you care to share with the class?
Hey, homeboy, where you been? We ain't seen you around T3M lately.
Ding
Yo, ding dong,
dong.
ding dong,
Ding
ding
dong,
dong,
yo.
yo.
I
I'm
can't
really not
believe
very
that
hungry
got
right
a.
now.
I can't believe it got a reference in Teen Girls Squad. Well,
Yeah, it
okay,
did.
I mean, I cannot believe it. You never know whatever gets referenced in Homestar. I think in I think in like the latest tune in the one of the Easter eggs with the desiccated Homestar, they fucking dropped a reference to American Movie of all things, which that really sent me. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, ding dong, yo. How about Bill Bellamy?
Oh, that cracked me up as well. Just it's so random. There's another name dropped in Teen Girls Squad like that in a later episode in a later tune, but now I'm trying to think what the hell it was. I think the name. Hang on. Let me look this up. What was the one? Battle of the Bands, Teen Girls Squad. Uh, don't mind me. Just yeah, that's right. Teen Girl Squad 8. No, that's not the one. Oh no, yeah, no, this
I'm
is it.
Kissy Boots, and this is my bag of band, a shark.
Oh yeah, on their drums it said Mr. Drummond.
Yes, I remember that.
That was it. That was it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's just the way they fit that stuff in sometime, and then you figure in like the random stuff like I'm fixing to get all Mickey out of you, and them upperclassmen. It's those Scottish guys. Ah.
Only 20. Caber toss.
Yeah.
Only
Only
23
23
meters.
Corn is no place for a mighty
Sarp
warrior.
said that there were assets. Sarp says that apparently assets from the Color Dreams Hellraiser game that got released at some point, but he wasn't sure there was anything actually approaching a game. Still, that's fucking crazy to learn about as it is.
See, like I said,
Oh yeah,
a couple
we got
screenshots.
Super Noah's Ark out of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Hellraiser became Super Noah's Ark 3D. How? It, it, I have no words.
Yeah, you sound kind of defunct.
That's like taking Satan's Hollow and turning it into Angel Blaster or something. You know, except you're the angel doing the blasting.
Well, I mean, Satan's a fallen angel, so that's something.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just being cheeky now.
Yeah, Bartleby, Loki.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess Hellraiser technically is about religion. All hail the almighty Leviathan, or what have you.
I'm losing my religion.
Thank you, Michael.
Of course, now, let's not forget the Leviathan was also in Splatterhouse too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, good old tentacly friend.
Yep. Tentacle eats the dock, then spits the pieces at you when you're trying to make your escape.
That is a nice bit of continuity, yeah.
And this part in that first bit will never not be funny. When you pick up the boat oar and start whacking dead men with it.
They're like, that is an incredibly hilarious animation. I don't know how they made it as funny as they did, but it's one of my favorite things about that game.
Just whack, and they go flying way off into the background. That was, bits of humor like that in Splatterhouse definitely work. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when Paku was kind of straight humor. There was really nothing serious in that game.
Indeed.
And closest they got to that kind of humor in the first game was the hand flipping you off like an Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And in Splatterhouse 2, of course, you've got the Bodor scene. What about
Mm-hmm.
3? There's three's kind of devoid of that kind of humor.
Yeah, it's a good deal more serious in its overall tone. I
Mm-hmm.
would argue that I would maybe at least argue that the teddy bear boss is at least semi-goofy at first, if not a little creepy, before the hell demon tears out and things get serious. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, no, I can't really think of much levity in 3. It may be the least gory game for the most part, but I think it casts the darkest atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And of course, Splatter World has a lot going on, and I'm presuming
yep.
some of it is humorous.
Yeah, for the most part, it is. Although some wicked stuff does happen here and there, as you'd probably expect, and
Mm.
also you can apparently employ the spirit of Hitler at some point, so there is that.
Yeah, he's one of the summons or whatever.
That's so
Uh,
fucking weird.
and
Only at that time could that have been gotten away with,
yep.
but definitely, I would say probably not in the States, but who knows.
And of course, Splatterhouse 2010 was loaded with humor,
Mm-hmm.
usually courtesy
Mm-hmm.
of the mask.
Yep. Yep. Jim Cummings really went ham, and I
Mm.
am thankful for that.
You know, I remember once writing in a story I was doing as a LARF, uh, where certain video game characters encounter Rick post the 2010 game.
Hmm.
And they're like, "What happened to you? I mean, when did this place get so bloody?" And what? And he's like, "My reboot happened. That's what." And the mask chimes in, "Best thing that ever happened to me. Before I was just evil. Now I'm evil and snarky."
Okay, that's pretty cute.
Oh yeah, it's the kind of I would love to hear Jim Cummings just say that line. Just
That
before
would
I
be
was just
pretty
evil.
awesome,
Now I'm
yeah.
evil and snarky. But so yeah, it's nice to have the occasional bit of humor in the Splatterhouse games. Just can't really overwhelm them, unless it
Mm-hmm.
is something like One Paku or Splatter World, because well, it's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
nature of the beast there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the only one we may or may not ever know more about is the canceled PS2 game.
Right. I had forgotten for a while that it existed. The very
Mm-hmm.
few tidbits of visual info we have in that seemed interesting, but how Splatterhousey was it really? Hmm.
Couldn't tell you. They never gave us
Yeah.
enough information to go on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a wisp in the willows, as it were.
All right, Mo.
Okie dokes, Mo. Thank you so much for stopping in. Good to see you again, and hope to see you
Yes.
back in a couple weeks.
And yes, absolutely. Everything Mike just said.
Yeah, I stole his email thunder just now.
Yeah. Flygar, when's the last time you were on West Mansion?
Yeah, yeah. Again, I had to go on to West Mansion to see like the very few, and see you later. You take care. To see the very few screen shots or concept
Not even,
art
yeah,
pieces or whatever that
that's all it is.
existed of it.
Hey,
Yeah,
can you pull
exactly.
up in West Mansion and just go to the artwork section?
Actually, yeah. Yeah. I'll even link it for you. One sec.
Good, 'cause that was the next thing I was going to ask. It's all there under official Splatterhouse artwork.
Let me see, official. There you go. So that would be this page then, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yep,
let me see.
there you go. There's
All
not much, but
right.
what we have is there.
Yeah, canceled Splatterhouse 2003 reboot. Uh, yeah, that's right. I remember the white hair version of Rick, but for some reason I thought he was slimmer, and I forgot he had the red mask. That is an interesting design, but I'm not sure if it screams main design to me. It would have been pretty neat as an alternate costume, at least.
Yeah,
But
one could think they would have put that in the 2010 game as an homage to the canceled game. You know.
that would have been a really deep reference, but
You
that
know,
would have been neat, yeah.
if they had done half the stuff that Dave was talking about, that would have been great. There were going to be
If
alternate.
only, yeah.
There were going to be alternate costumes, not just
Hmm,
alternate
dang.
masks, but alternate costumes. And one of them was going to be the freaking scrubs.
The what from what? Sorry, you cut out a bit.
One of them would have been the scrubs from the original game.
Ah, good old greenie. Gotcha.
Well, more blue in the arcade game, but more green in the second game. Which I think if they were doing that,
I suppose so.
they probably also would have done the jean vest and jeans from 3 as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
And yeah, he does kind of look like a Viking character, doesn't
A little bit. Definitely much more of a barbaric. For some reason, though, I was thinking more like a Japanese Oni. Like that's kind of like a demon mask he's got. And he's got like the flowing kabuki hair. That's at least the interpretation that I took out of it, but I am a weeb, so say what you will.
he? Now, you know what would have been a really cool alternate costume? When
What's
Pocket.
that? If that could have been managed somehow, yeah, that would have been adorable.
Especially if Rick had been made like half his height. And you're just running around with an axe. And
Oh, little Ricky.
and the only other weapon you can use is a shotgun.
That
But
would be pretty amusing. Hell, you practically have to be a whole character, almost.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
a good question, Snarb.
you know what? There's an idea. Maybe if not Rick, then it could be like a previous owner slash victim of the terrorist mass that you play as, and like I don't know the Dark Ages or whatever.
the the
There's a lot of potential to be done there.
the terrorist mask.
Did I say that? I
Yes,
fucking hope I didn't.
you did.
Oh gee, I just subconsciously did not register that.
Well,
Oh Christ!
you know what I have to say about that, don't you?
Say what you will. Yeah,
I'll even
yeah,
say it
pretty
again for
much.
posterity.
What is this? Star Trek Enterprise? Wah, wah, wah. I fucking hate Enterprise, Davey. Can I emphasize that enough? Thank you.
Quack. Oh boy, but if they really wanted to make a Splatterhouse game that took place in the past,
Snar, if you say something about that directive, which is Prime, I'm going to kick you. I mean, I'm not actually, but there he
oh
goes.
boy.
He's been trolling me with that practically the entire week. Then again, it's my fault because I keep bringing Enterprise up, but nonetheless, just fuck dear Doctor so much. Like seriously. Anyway, you had something else you wanted to say, so I'll get off my bullshit.
Anyway, like I was saying, if they really wanted to make another Splatterhouse game that was a prequel that didn't involve Rick in any way, use my idea, Splatterhouse Zero.
Yeah, what did you have for that concept? It's been some time since I
Splatterhouse,
think you've
the
released.
Mayan adventure.
This does sound a little more familiar now that you mention
Splatterhouse, 9th century zombie smash fest.
it. Yeah, yeah, it writes itself. The fact that something like if the Splatterhouse series would become like a yearly institution, like fucking Assassin's fucking Creed is or whatever, they would have to go to the past and depict other heroes besides just Rick, protagonists besides just Rick. So,
Captain
you
Cortez.
know,
That'd be another
exactly.
one.
There you have it.
Then we can finally see the
Mm-hmm.
Lost Islands and Lord Thule.
Yeah, yeah, you can go to some really deep shit there. Uh yeah,
You
Ass
are
Creed,
welcome,
not my. Oh,
Snarl.
Hey, Pitfall Mine Adventure. That game's not bad in my opinion.
I was pretty impressed with it.
Yeah,
But yes,
and then
Snar, you're welcome.
yep.
But yeah, you've got the because I tied that in with actual history stuff, or as a certain former acquaintance of ours mentioned, one Paku no history.
Yeah.
But so it made sense to tie in with that though, because it dealt with like the Mayan god of death and all this other stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Splatterhouse the fighting game. There's enough characters where they could do that. What you'll never see though is Mike's idea for the Splatterhouse kart racing game takes place in ancient China, where Rick is trying to get his Okama Game Sphere back from the Nasties.
I vaguely remember writing something about this troll, but
It,
yeah, I
it
don't know exactly what I was thinking.
it was after I was talking about that 3DFX quote Splatterhouse game. That was
Oh
based.
yeah, yeah, right.
It was GTA West Mansion is what it was. It's
Yeah, yeah, not right.
it's like when they started talking about how Rick's still alive hundreds of years in the future, and he takes drugs and takes his frustration out on call girls, and the future's ruled by some money grubbing asshound, and he has to fight huge soldiers, and the horror side of the game will be eliminated, and you'll see the occasional Splatterhouse monster on a random flashback. And it's like, oh yeah. And then they had the nerve to say it was by the fans, for the fans.
I just don't. That is. I don't know if that was earnest or if that was some sort of, you know, long con or whatever, some actual form of trolling. But that sort of fucking thinking is exactly why I hate the seventh generation of video games so much. Because that is very much a byproduct of that fucking Western white person game trash. That I
Also,
just.
Namco brought
Yeah.
the hammer down on them hard.
You know, good on them for doing that. I will give credit where it's due.
And what they
I
did was
suppose.
they changed the name and called the game Psychotic. And then it just never got released. So, whatever.
That's all I got.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. And this was after I heard the initial pitch for it, and the person who supposedly ran this 3DFX company, I was like, yeah, that's interesting, but what you should do is run with this idea. And I pitched them Splatterhouse Zero. They politely passed on my idea, which, my idea would have at least made goddamn sense. How did Corpse put it? People get the strangest ideas on how to approach this franchise. Is it really that hard?
Yeah, like I don't even I couldn't even tell you. Just like sometimes it just feels like people want to use the name and push their own ideas without any reverence whatsoever for what the name actually means. That's how you get Castlevania Lords of Shadow, am I right?
You
I'm
know what?
sorry.
Oh no, don't be sorry. Do not be sorry for saying that. And, I am going to just go ahead and.
Thank you, thank you. I just wanted to throw a bit of cheap pop your way, and just want to ask: have you gotten any new blenders recently?
Corbin, no. Corbin, all the beautiful thing. Is that the same Corbin who ran 3DFX?
Oh, so there's some asshole named Corbin behind everything, huh? Interesting.
Uh-huh. Oh, shit.
Hmm. Edge Doomport, huh? What's the deal with that, I wonder?
Well. Corbin.
Hmm.
I had forgotten their name.
What? Oh my fucking god. Really? Oh, so they were still on their fucking bullshit? Uh,
Why did they...
Snarf,
Hmm.
I would really like to hear more about this. I
I
am morbidly fascinated at this point.
I know nothing about blood, but I do know about Splatterhouse. And if it was as bad as that, then it's a good thing that never got made either.
Yeah. Okay, so it was one of the first advanced ports of Doom. Okay. All right, but I wonder when this idea was.
That
Um,
is that the game where instead of blowing away all the demons, what you do is you have tea with the British royal family and the monsters from Doom appear in the occasional random flashback.
Dredge had a jump scare every time you said that. That's fucking classy. Jesus, cocksucking Christ. uh, times. The times that I don't fucking miss as much.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Fuck me. That's all I got.
I just based on everything I've heard from the ideas this Corbin came up with, they were just smoking some bad weed.
Yeah, that is all I can be forced to conclude on a basis that doesn't assume that they're malicious patent trolls just trying to get a slice of a pie they never even deserved in the first place. But yeah, I don't know. I
No, that,
don't know.
that's like their Sonic the Hedgehog game where the object is to go as slow as possible while you're chasing greased pigs, and occasionally Robotnik shows up and tosses out tacos. Just because.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
We had a whole thread about that on the old moon where we came up with some of the worst ideas ever for games.
Yeah. I wish I could remember any of them, but I do vaguely remember this, and fun times were had with it. So
Well, I do remember there was the Castlevania one I came up with in the same style.
yeah.
Yeah, somehow Dracula's curse made Simon immortal, and it. Then you flash forward to the present day where he's a member of the New York PD, and he's trying to take down the drug lord who runs the syndicate. And his weapons are guns and lots of them because he left the vampire killer in the old world a long time ago. And the classic Castlevania monsters don't appear except for the occasional random dream sequence. Or
Well then.
the Metroid sequel where it's actually a racing sim,
Hmm.
a NASCAR racing sim.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, Samus gets sucked through a wormhole in space and winds up on Earth in the 20th century, and uh, eventually wins the Daytona 500, and she has to fight off crooked officials who are trying to strip her of her title, and crazed fans who are just trying to strip her. And
Jesus.
will she ever get back to the year 20XT whatever?
Yep.
Well, they didn't like what I wrote for Splatterhouse either, Brandon, so it's okay. And without a doubt, there was let's see, I know Rodrigo came up with, and Corpse came up with a couple of them. And I think the last one that was done was Contra, the hentai date rape sim.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. I hope I didn't write that.
I don't believe you did.
Okay.
And
Woof.
let's see, I mean, you know, Bill Reiser enrolls in community college, and he's going out to try and impress the ladies with his war medals. And, you know, the enemies from Contra appear in flashbacks to the wars. And his weapons are, let's see, roofies and alcohol
Oh,
and
wow. I
and
am embarrassed,
and
even if I didn't write that.
and Lil Billy.
Oh, for. I gotta ask, and I'm sorry for bringing this up, but was this in proximity of Valis X, and one of us was just really frustrated about that?
If it was, it would have been me.
Yeah, it might have been.
And
Ooh.
let's not forget that Bill also had the occasional alien tentacle left over from the Alien Wars.
Okay, that's admittedly hard to resist putting in there. I'll give you that.
Yep, but you got to keep an eye on your stud meter and watch out for those campus cops.
Do you know anything about the series Sengoku Rants? I do not,
Neither
and
do
I don't
I.
think I want to learn.
I know Sengoku.
Oh yeah, it's an interesting trilogy.
I remember playing the first one on the Neo Geo all the time when I found it.
Oh, cool.
I got a soft spot for that one.
Yeah, I do too. It gets wacky at least. It's pretty fun.
Like
If not
the first time you teleport up into the sky and all that crazy Japanese yokai and stuff come out, I was like, "What is this game? And how come it's not on any home console I own?"
I mean, it technically was just not one that anybody owned, but yeah.
Like I said, it was not on any home console I owned.
Oh, you did actually say the qualifier there. Attentive I am.
Yep.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I also did the thing, right.
So what about this Sengoku that's not the cool Sengoku?
Sengoku Rants is a adventure series where you play as a protagonist that does things to women. That's all I really know about it. I think it somehow has a fan base somehow, though whether or not it's just ironic garbage liking or whatever. Like I don't know. I really don't know. Whatever I can find about it, I guess I could inform you more later, but
at least
I'm not sure.
When I wrote my ideas, I was strictly doing it to mock 3DFX's dumbass Splatterhouse idea.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
There was also in the Contra game. There was also the sudden interest in botany gun. Apparently, it violated the Geneva Convention, so it'll be available as an Easter egg.
Woof.
Yeah. Now I'm just getting flashbacks to the original Evil Dead.
Oh, woof.
Yeah.
Woof. I know that one's kind of the deal breaker for you wanting to rewatch that one, at least on a regular basis, but
that's part of it. The rest of it is just simply a number of things, I mean, it's not the Ash that we came to know and admire because of Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness and Ash vs. Evil Dead. It is very prototype Evil Dead, and it's more straight horror than anything else. And while I don't have a problem with that, I can rewatch the movie without a problem. It's not my favorite. Choaniki is freaking weird.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Choaniki
is indeed weird.
Bizarre.
Choaniki is even weirder, but
And that
I
one
would say Aicho Nikki is one of the greatest soundtracks I've ever heard on the Turbo CD. So there, well, PC Engine CD, but yeah.
I just
There's that.
I remember the one on the PlayStation just made Betty absolutely lose her shit. She thought it was the funniest
Yeah.
damn thing.
Yeah. It was just a huge mind fuck for her. I remember that.
The one in particular that got her was the little muscle guys on the office chairs.
Yeah, that is very much in line for the series MO. So, yeah,
And
yeah,
that lets me
pretty much.
segue into a surprise announcement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Betty and I have actually discussed bringing some videos back, doing new
Oh
ones.
wow, you haven't told me about this. That'd be awesome.
I said it was a surprise.
You did, yes, and I am actually surprised.
People have gone without hearing Betty for too long.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
it has been a while since you guys done something out in the public.
and you know what actually convinced her it might be a good idea?
What was that?
Well, she was coming to get ready to go to bed one night, and I was playing a game. I was done
Yep.
writing. You know, I'd written everything I could think of at that point. I was just like, I'll pick up tomorrow. So I was like, yeah, I haven't played any games in a while. And here's one I never really got into, so why not give it an actual shot? Mesopotamia for the PC Engine.
Oh, Summer Assault, the Slinky game.
Exactly. And she walked in and she's
Oh,
like,
that,
you're playing a Slinky. And it's like, yep. It's Slinky, it's fun, it's a wonderful toy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
I have an idea. Every time you lose a life, play the clip of Ms. Krabappel saying, "Pretty late, Millhouse."
But that would take away Betty's trademark phrase.
You died. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can't leave that on the floor. I agree.
Nope. So I am actually coming up with a list of some of the strangest games I can think of that we haven't already looked at.
Remind me. Oh no, wait. Yeah, you did look at Trio the Punch, right? I think I remember that.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah. No, you did. Yeah, I got it.
And
Yes.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
All right, love that one.
I think we even looked at Toilet Kids.
You did, yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
But I had never even brought up Mesopotamia to her before.
Yeah, you know what? In retrospect, I'm surprised. That does seem like a very good mindfuck game to cover. Mm-hmm. And I am always for more TG-16 respect, as you well know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of weird ones on there too that we have not covered yet.
Yeah. Since I brought it up in discussion with us lately, I mean, I don't think you'll get to the ending, but you got to agree that the Legendary Axe 2 is a pretty fucking weird game in its own respect.
Oh,
absolutely. A very dark type of weird, but yeah. I forgot that like one of the bosses is just like a fucking possessed doll out of a horror movie. And like just straight up no twist to that. That's all it fucking is. What is it doing in this dark Geiger-esque sword and sorcery setting? That's just like what the fuck? It just weirds me out being there.
Now, Brandon, SimCity we will not be covering. She knows the Sim games pretty well. You know, everything from SimCity to Sim Ant to Sim Earth to and then, of course, The Sims.
Yep.
In fact, she's really big into The Sims.
Awesome. I actually didn't know that she was a fan of the whole Sim over. I've never really gone beyond the first Sim City and specifically the SNES port myself. Mm-hmm. I feel like I should get on more. I do actually like them for what they are, but of course they are also games that require more patience than the normal me can bring in most of the time. So
My
I don't
fa-
know.
my favorite SimCity game is ActRaiser.
That's more like populous, but okay, yeah, fair.
My favorite populous game is SimCity, which is ActRaiser. uh,
Okay, I'm lost.
that's okay. Snarb, uh,
Right.
I don't know Afterlife. Never heard of it until now. I'm assuming it's a PC game.
Yeah, it's some sort of like management simulator where you like watch over literal heaven and literal hell or something like that. And I know you have. The only thing I really remember about them is that they have like an angel and a devil advisor, literally, telling you how you should be doing things if you so choose to listen. But unfortunately, I haven't played it myself, so I couldn't tell you much about it. I just thought it looked interesting, if nothing else. Uh,
The
I'm going to
only
guess Dyer doesn't do complicated sim games, let alone uncomplicated ones.
You got that right. On top of that, I have no idea how to run that stuff. So we're
That is a good point. It is PC only, so.
yeah we're going to continue to not cover PC games unless she actually wants to do a video on Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, that I did get around to that one, but I thought it looked interesting at least.
Mhm.
So
So I said,
yeah, at
well,
some point.
we'd have to do it on your computer because I don't have access to it.
Yeah,
But
fair deal.
that said, um, I was going to say something else, but uh, that'll be one of those rare dire reacts videos.
Mm, that would be
Because
pretty rad.
I mean, there's if we could rig that up where she could show me games that I have never seen, then that would be like, huh, well, and then cue whatever snarky or funny comment I want to make. But in a way, I don't think it works for us because I'm the straight man to her comedy person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, did that? I already brought him up earlier, but did Abbott and Costello ever switch places at any point?
Not that I'm aware of. All I know is
Oh,
that I've got the wit of Abbott with the body of Costello.
shucks, man.
So who's on first? Who?
Yes. Not the pronoun, but the person with the unlikely name of who was on first. Oh, that's just great, Seymour. 6 seconds in, you already managed to blow the whole routine. Sexless freak.
That's what I was shooting for. And of course,
Uh,
yes,
oh, of course. What
my,
now?
my absolute favorite knockoff of Who's on First, Who's on Stage,
Oh, what's that from?
Animaniacs.
It has been some time since I've seen that, but gotcha. That does sound familiar.
All right,
And thank
Iris, you
you
have
for
a good
stopping
one.
in, Aris.
Yes.
You have a good one, sir. You take care, and thanks for stopping in.
Mm-hmm. So, see you later. Anyway,
Yep.
but
Take care.
yes, Who's on Stage is when Slappy and Skippy Squirrel end up at Woodstock.
Hmm. I
And
might remember this.
they don't go to Woodstock. Woodstock goes to them because that's like her summer vacation house, and it's set up in the same place that Woodstock happened. Now,
Oh,
I'm
dang.
no real fan of the '60s, with a couple of exceptions here and there.
You really hate that bullshit for the most part.
The whole era, but
Yeah.
dirty hippies,
Yep.
peace and love,
Dirty
man.
space hippies.
Oh, they were the worst. Don't even get me started on them.
I
But so
won't.
at one point, Slappy and Skippy end up on top of a couple of amps, and she kicks off with like, "Okay, who's on stage? Who? The band. Who? The band on the stage. Who? You're doing that owl thing, Skippy. Alright, now look at the stage. Do you see the band? No, Aunt Slappy, the band's performing later. At one point, it's she says something, and I forget exactly what it was, but Skippy laughs, and he's like, "No, Aunt Slappy, yes, he's even at this concert." At the end, the whole bit ends with Roger Daltrey. Yeah, you two squirrels are funny. Come on up here.
No, that's cute.
And he brings them up there, and what happens? Of course, Skippy wants all the hippies. Slappy wants all the hippies to go away. She was enjoying her peaceful time in the countryside. So she ends Woodstock early by busting out the accordion and playing some polka. Drop ball from Adventure Time. Well, I'm lost.
Well, I do love me some Adventure Time, but I forget what drop ball's in reference to. Then again, my brain is starting to run on fumes, so I don't know what to tell you.
The only thing I know from Adventure Time, I think, is about bacon pancakes.
Making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Yep. Jake actually did do that at some point.
That, and I kind of hated some of the names they did for their games, like Explore the Dungeon, because I don't know. It's like...
Okay, I will admit that for some reason Adventure Time's games mostly turned out middling, but the show itself did actually get better as it went on, in my opinion. It stopped being like, LOL random silly for the sake of it, and it just kind of formed on its own mythology, and it got really interesting and weird while still mostly being pretty funny as well. But I'm actually a huge AT fan, if you can believe it. So,
well, it comes from an era of animation that I basically missed out on completely. Like, there was that.
Yeah.
What was that one regular show?
Yeah. That indeed.
That's one where they
that as well
really like the Sega Master System, apparently.
Yeah. They had a console greatly, strongly resembling that. That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I know there was a bunch of other stuff that I missed, but I really didn't care.
No, I understand if you were checked out around that time. I thought animation got really good in the 2010s for a while. Like, we had gotten out of the dregs, the 2000s culture vacuum, and it felt like there was a real renaissance of creativity, lots of good writing to go into them. And then it petered out eventually, mostly due to a bunch of corporate buttfuckery, and I'm not sure if it's ever going to recover, but it was a nice run while it lasted, at least.
I was definitely occupied with other things. I was busy raising young children and dealing with a soon-to-be ex-wife and a soon-to-be ex-friend and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, well, I was just in my dick-off 20s where I didn't have fucking shit to do, so, that's what filled the void.
Understandably, I had my time period like that, too, which would have been the early 90s. So
yeah, you got some good stuff in from there. So there you have it.
I could sit around and watch Animaniacs and Freakazoid and The Tick and all those other good shows.
Oh, The Tick. That's one I actually have to get on myself still. I really do.
Spoon!
I did at least see the bit with the Midnight Bomber, what bombs at midnight, though. That's pretty fucking great.
You never saw the one with the Infinity Ball, did you?
Unfortunately, no. That is one I will have to look into.
The Infinity Ball, the Tick's reaction when he sees it. Hey, I know that thing. We have those on Earth. We hit them into pockets on tables with sticks. It's a freaking 8-ball. It's an 8-ball turning on its side.
Nice.
Yeah. The Tick was good. The video game was really not.
I heard that one sucked. Yeah.
I actually
Alas.
owned a copy of the Genesis game for a very brief time.
Wow.
It came in a lot that I bought.
Amazing. It it was packing trash basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of like the Pirates of Dark
Uh,
Water. There's two Pirates of Dark
I think
Water
Snar would
games.
probably have a thing to say about that. I know that he did like the Genesis
Did not have
Dark
a million
Water
billion
game.
ninjas.
So
I do not like the Genesis Dark Water game. I do like the Super NES one, but not the Genesis one. Even if
fair.
even if it does actually conclude the series.
Well, yeah, fair, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you know what the Night of a Million Billion Ninjas reminds me of?
A million billion ninjas.
Well, yeah, specifically the last level of Ninja Spirit.
That is a million billion ninjas. Absolutely.
It really is. It really fucking is.
I tried to count them all once. I lost track.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I'm sorry, Snar. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, much like Chikan.
And Dinosaurs for Hire, apparently.
I'd rather play that
Uh,
than either of the other ones.
okay, well, score
It,
one for DFH, I guess.
it's just too backtracky, and the controls are not anywhere near as good as, say, Contra or even Midnight Resistance.
Hmm.
Now
I do
that's a
like me some
game.
Midnight Resistance.
Yes, that's a game.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh,
That
yes, very much
almost like a pseudo sequel
so.
to Heavy Barrel.
That's not a bad way of putting it. It'd be like the Zelda 2 of a Heavy Barrel if it were more of a series. That's a very stupid comparison, but yeah.
That is actually a very stupid comparison.
It is. I deserve that.
Yeah, but when you got up into the candy cane stripe era of the Genesis, it was just like, why? I mean, there were some good games that came out during that era. Gunstar Heroes, Shinobi 3, uh, a couple others that I probably can't think of. Dynamite Heady,
All right.
Ristar,
All right. Love that one too.
and Splatterhouse 3.
Yep.
Now, Streets of Rage 3 also came out during that era, and I guess that depends on how much you like the no Vector Man. No, no, thank you. I do not like Vector Man. Never have.
He does not, Sam I am.
Or the sequel. The
Oh
question
well.
is though, your tolerance for Streets of Rage 3, that has to depend on a couple of things. Because, they jacked up the
Hmm.
difficulty over here and for some reason changed the outfit colors to stupid.
That was weird. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck they did that.
Axel's wearing a piss yellow shirt and black pants. Oh, what? And it looked weird seeing Blaze not in red.
Yeah, that silver outfit didn't really emphasize her sexiness as much.
Uh, I just thought it looked weird because you're so used to seeing her in red for the previous two games.
Exactly, yeah.
But, yeah, I just didn't care for a lot of the Red Stripe era games.
Indeed.
Yeah, so it's just as well. That was right around the time I started to disconnect from gaming the way I did for a while.
Like me with games in the late 2000s and early 2010s because one, I was busy with college at the time, and two, the seventh gen pretentious Western dominated bullshit market was in full swing, and I think I actually thought for a while that I might have. I'm not sure if I would have permanently gotten out of games, but I did strongly consider leaving them for the time at least. So
I was totally
I
out
guess
of.
we've just all had eras like that.
I was totally out of modern games at that point. The only thing that dragged me back in was
Yeah.
Splatterhouse 2010.
Yeah.
So thanks, Namco. I guess.
And El Shaddai.
Yeah, that
And El Shaddai,
was.
but like that didn't really drag you in necessarily. That just kind of kept you in for a little while.
Yeah, that was more of an enthusiastic recommendation from Sam. Like, play this game. It's
It was,
great.
yes.
And you know what? He's right. It was great.
He was right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, totally fair.
And as I'm a sucker for anything Weird West related, Undead Nightmare was that was one of the last really long games I got into.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun shit.
Yeah, I mean, how many other games can you just sit up there with a rifle and just pick off zombies wandering around? Or
Exactly.
ride death through a whole gorge full of them. But anyway,
Yeah, you're riding him like the fire horses from Kroll.
the fire mares, yeah. But if you look at the time period, which I was basically out of gaming in the 90s, it was that transitional period that they went through. Because the Genesis and the Super NES, Turbo was already gone, so we can't even count that. The 32X was a failure for Sega. The Saturn didn't really get a lot of great stuff. It all stayed in Japan. PlayStation's early lineup was not very good. And then there was
Alas, no.
Then there was the N64, and come on. But
yeah, no fan you.
That's just the big stuff. Remember the earlier experiments that led up to all that. The 3DO, the CDI. I actually got a hold of a 3DO for a little while. After playing the games that were included with it, I was like, you know what? I made the right choice by not getting one of these back in the day. I mean, I can list all the games I liked for it on one hand. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. There was Road Rash. There was Road Rash. There was also Road Rash. Let's not forget Road Rash, and rounding out the top 5, Road Rash.
Fantastic.
Yep. So, and the CDI was a fucking joke. I'm sorry. Sorry to any CDI fans out there, but that was a joke.
Gee, I sure wonder what Gandon's up to. Oh no, I fucked up the line. I kind of fused two together. Anyway, yeah, that bullshit.
I was never a huge fan of Gex. I kind of liked the second Gex game, but the other ones I didn't really care for.
Yeah, I think Enter the Gecko was awful. I actually got into it for a while. I think I even 100%ed it back in the day. Then the next game after, it was just pretty much the same thing. And he sure did say that a fucking lot.
I don't know whose idea it was to give him. It's like, okay. And apparently it was even worse on the N64 port of Gex Enter the Gecko.
Wow.
Because they had to cut down the amount of voice samples. I remember seeing...
Who are the ad wizards who came up with that one?
I remember seeing a review for the N64 version that started like this. Has anyone seen Fox Mulder's sister? Has anyone seen Fox Mulder's sister? Has anyone seen Fox Mulder's sister?
Oh, Christ. Times.
Yeah. But
and yeah, Bubsy. Yeah, him too, I guess.
That started on the Genesis and Super NES, so I can't really count that.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to give Gex a human girlfriend in the third game?
Yeah, I think that's kind of part of the reason why I noped out on Deep Cover Gecko. I was like, okay, then this is getting weird, and then I just quietly left the bar. Oh, shit! Hey, Prime, what's up, man?
Prime, hey.
And yes, that is indeed infamously Dana Gould as the American voice of Gex. Funny enough, though, he actually had different voice actors in the British versions. Um, in well, at least in for 2 and 3. 2 was the actor Leslie Phillips, which was actually pretty aged at that point.
Anyone want some sausages with
Seemed pretty
mash?
odd. And 3, in 3, it was Danny John Jules, aka the cat from a series I really like, Red Dwarf. But yeah, it's kind of hard not to imagine Gex not voiced by Dana Gould.
Cool, blimey, we'll take out
That
the Hun
is
this
kind
time.
of part of his legacy for better or worse, yeah. So times being what they are.
It's bigger on the inside.
Jesus. Did he call anyone Goldhook? I'm going to guess not. I mean, I haven't played that game very much, English or American, so I don't know what to tell you.
But, other stuff that was coming out at the time which just totally knocked me out of it was like the Jaguar.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I will say it actually had, in my opinion, some better games than the 3DO.
It had a little more originality going for it, for what it was worth.
It had Tempest
so
2000.
I'll give you that. Yeah, yeah, it did have that. That game's legit.
It also had Trevor McFur, though, so...
There's a minus.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Primus Maxim, they can't all be zingers and whatnot.
But then, let's not forget the VIS.
Oh,
actually,
Christ,
let's forget the VIS.
Yeah, I would be glad to forget the VIS.
Mm-hmm. Virtually impossible to sell. Well, you know what pulled me back in? Because if it's going to happen, it's going to be something that pulls me back in.
Was that Symphony of the Night?
That was part of it, actually.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, I mean...
What was the other part?
I remember seeing the import version being played at one of our local-ish game stores and just going, oh! Wow, I think I need a PlayStation now. What was the other one?
Nice.
The one I'd been reading about in EGM. Every time they published an article about it, I would just devour every bit of the screenshots, only to finally get the news. We have decided not to release this game over here.
That's right. That's right.
Gradius Gaiden. Ugh.
At that point, it was more like... I'm going to stop myself from completing that sentence.
Wow, this must be pretty bad.
I was just going to say at that point it was more like Gradius Goddamn, but I don't know if that's the worst pun ever or what.
It's more like Gradius guys in America aren't getting this game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Oi.
And it was going to be the bonus game on the Salamander Deluxe Pack Plus.
And then that didn't come out over here either. And
nope.
Then it also wasn't put on there, so.
Nope. They didn't even bring out the Gradius Deluxe Pack. But to Konami's credit, at least when the PS2 came out, they did bring Gradius 3 and 4 over here.
Yeah, that's how I played 4 for the first time. And I guess it was also how I played the absolutely hates you and your life and wants you to die in a ditch unceremoniously arcade Gradius 3. So
same here.
Yeah. That game is hostile.
Okay.
But it is at least beatable, unlike Cobra fucking Triangle, so there is that.
Can't fry the monster? Can't jump the waterfall?
I can do... Yeah, you need a Game Genie, except I couldn't even fucking beat it with one of those either. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
I recommend some
Drunk
Vitamin
Animal
RC Pro M.
Yeah, so that I can get behind.
Okay, a drunk animal platformer.
That could be a lot of things for the era.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange one, though. I don't think that would appear on any Nintendo system. Need I bring up
Um,
Soda Popinski?
wait, drunk. Maybe she's talking about Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yeah, it's Conker. It's Conker. Yep,
It
it
would
has
have
to
to be.
be. Yep.
Yeah, so it was
You
on a
know,
Nintendo system
I
after all.
yeah, that was I guess that was on the tail end of their play it loud era, quote unquote. So anything went.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, strangely, I never got around to playing Conker's Bad Fur Day, and now I'm kind of reluctant to because I'm skeptical that the gameplay is really any is savory anymore when the game was mostly known for its crudeness at the time. Because anything that gets by more on shock and controversy usually does not have a good game underneath it or good
Wasn't
substance underneath it.
wasn't there a boss
So
called the Great Mighty Pooh?
he is by and far the most infamously well-known part of the game. Yes,
Yeah.
mostly because he sings an all originally composed operatic song before fighting you. About how he's going
Okay.
to take a shit on you or whatever, something like that.
Oh boy. Uh,
Nominally, it's too ridiculous to not at least be amused by, but it is also a very weird snapshot of gaming coming into the new millennium at the time, and I guess it felt a little uncertain. But it's like the really crazy thing is that Conker was a playable character in the otherwise, for all ages, Diddy Kong Racing.
well,
Prior to Conker's Bad Fur Day. And you had a Game Boy Color game by the name of Conker's Pocket Tales, which was also rated E. Fairly generic by most accounts, from what I remember. So, him taking the suddenly dark and edgy route, I guess in a way it paid off to make him more notable, but I guess you also have to wonder, was it worth it in the end? I really couldn't tell you if it was or not.
well, they had to go ahead and set him apart from all the other 3D mascot platformers and somehow, because that's what he was originally going to be. Just another
Yeah, you
Me
know what?
Too 3D platformer guy.
That is a good point when you put it that way, and to his credit, it did work for the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure if I would like it myself if I got to it, although I guess I can't really knock it until I try it, so I don't know what to tell you there.
It's N64. I'm never playing it.
Of course you won't.
Mm-hmm. I can name my 5 favorite N64 games, for that matter.
Here we go again.
There we go again. I'm gonna haul ass to
Thinking large.
Lollapalooza. All right,
I love that ridiculous ending. But yeah.
all right. You ready?
What are they, Rob?
Well, let's
Yes.
see. There's F-Zero X, F-Zero
Wait,
X,
actually, wait. Yep. Um,
and there's also F-Zero X.
yeah.
I don't think I mentioned F-Zero X yet, and Mischief Makers.
I do love me some Mischief Makers. That was actually the first treasure game I ever played, so...
Wow.
Because I missed out entirely on the Genesis, that was just a matter of course, so...
Well, funny because
I heard about it being on the Switch. I just still haven't gotten around to it yet, but, we'll see.
well, it's funny because the first treasure game I ever played was Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
I remember that specifically.
I mean...
Yeah.
If there would be a place to start, I would think that would be it. So that's totally fair.
But it happened. I'd never heard of the game. Bromley had. He rented
Oh,
it.
okay.
And he's like, you have
Okay.
to check this game out. It is like this Contra style game, but the Genesis is doing all sorts of like almost Super Nintendo tricks. Rotation,
Yeah.
and I think even a little bit of scaling at a couple of points too. It's
Yeah.
like Treasure just made that console sit up and beg right from right out the gate.
Yeah, no, their technical mastery of the thing was fucking crazy. The only other company I can think of that got as much out of it was Xerinx, the guys who made Subterranea and Red Zone. And I suspect that the short-lived development team Clockwork Tortoise, who made the aforementioned Adventures of Batman and Robin game on the Genesis, I think they shared some staff with Xerinx, but I can't totally confirm that.
Hey,
And yet, Prime, interesting you mentioned the Aki wrestling games because I have been playing both of the Def Jam games on the PS2 lately, Vendetta and Fight for NY, which Aki was also very famously known for doing, and they're pretty good games. They're pretty damn good. The CPU can be cheating bastards sometimes, but yeah, I'm glad I got into them. Fun shit.
there's
Uh,
another company which actually threw a
Go ahead.
few fascinating graphical tricks our way on the Genesis.
What's that?
Gao.
Yeah. Gal?
Before they rebranded themselves as Climax, I think.
Hmm. I'm
Ga-
having a royal brain fart. Who are they again?
Gao, they only made one game under that name, but it's a doozy. They
Yeah.
made Ranger X.
Right. Oh shit. No, that one's legit. I love that game. That one's awesome.
I remember seeing in the stage 2 boss area when you're going down that hallway with
Hmm.
all the hangar bays, and
Oh yeah.
the depth on those hangar bays is just incredible.
Oh Jesus, the parallax in that was mind blowing.
Yeah,
How did they even make it feasible? Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
You got some giant bosses in that game, and it's really good. And
Hey, you know
yeah,
what? Go ahead. No, wait. Go ahead.
I was gonna
No,
say,
you go ahead. You finish.
pretty sure they rebranded themselves as Climax and released Landstalker.
Oh, that was them. Good
Mm-hmm.
game, except for a couple of segments which are really fucking aggravating, but for the most part, I like it. I was going to say, pitch stream idea right now, if I may, for later. What if we just talk about times when games graphically impressed us, where we normally go for substance, but we talk about the times when the style actually really left an impression on us? Something like that? I don't know. Just brainstorming.
It's not a bad idea. We just have to come up with enough examples to last for a few hours. Uh, but
Exactly. I'm sure we could, though.
that makes me think of this. There are, you know, when it comes to movies, I'm mainly in it for the plot. The special effects are just the icing on the cake, as it should be. Uh,
Yeah.
or really awesome moments are just like, yeah, that was the best part of the film. But you're still
Yeah.
in it for the story. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there's one movie I can think of where what was happening on screen was just so awesome
Mm.
that I just stopped caring
Mm-hmm.
about the rest of the movie after that. It's like, I don't care
I
where the story's going. This is
I know the one you
badass.
mean.
Mm-hmm.
I know the one you mean. Actually, does anyone want to guess in the audience? Vote now on your phones.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not, but I mean, I wouldn't necessarily wait for anyone to respond. I'm just being a dork.
Yep. Come on, pick a card, any card. Step right up. Put your money on the line.
Exactly. Yep.
I
I
believe
the winner. Got a hand. Break the don'ts. Something
you're a winner.
ace do scraps 1-4.
Anyway, if I recall correctly, it would have been the Expendables 2.
That is the one that I believe you have said that for. Yes, that is
Mm-hmm.
it. That is it indeed.
It's that part where Van Damme and his men are coming into the airport, and all of a sudden the three windows in front of them explode, and standing behind it is Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and Stallone. And it's like, okay, I never thought I would see this in my life, for one. And three, this just got leveled up to like 15. And then Chuck Norris shows up. And it's like, holy shit. Yeah,
Completely fair. I can say. Now go ahead.
I stopped caring about the plot at that point because that was just too awesome.
Yeah, as someone who appreciates action films and can dig a film for not necessarily having a compelling plot but getting by on its set pieces, especially Hong Kong cinema of the 80s in particular, because my god, there's some awesome shit there. Go watch Police Story, everybody. It's one of my favorite Jackie Chan films. But
Wait, what about that one?
Yeah, I have definitely.
What about that one where he cosplays as Chun-Li?
No, that's City Hunter. That was based off of a Japanese manga series. No, Police Story has him dragging on a bus, only hanging on with an umbrella.
Nice.
And an entire village gets leveled by this bus, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. It's some crazy fun shit, whatever the case. But also, I didn't respond to Prime. I think it does have a similar effect to Iron Man's stage. Yeah, the sort of... I'm trying to think what the name of that effect is, but... Well, you said row scroll right there, so that's probably it, but... Yeah, I think I know the one you mean at any rate. And yeah, that is similar to how it is in Ranger X, but... but yeah.
With this...
I did not care for the first two Expendables films, but I will grant you, yeah, that part's pretty great, if nothing else.
I do like the fact they blew up everything in those movies.
Yeah, I mean, that is what you get there for, at least, if nothing else. I don't really care for, like, Jason Statham's girlfriend drama or whatever, but
Yeah.
Let's not focusing on that. They're okay, if nothing else.
But that one about the bus, that's not the same one as that bus that had to keep its speed above 50 miles an hour. And if it dropped its speed below that, the bus was going to blow up. I think it was called the bus that couldn't slow down.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that, but the Police Story is just really damn fun if you're able to track it down. I know that the Criterion line of DVDs has actually compiled both Police Story 1 and 2 into a physical release, but Prime knows where I'm coming from. I don't want to spoil the very last stunt, but it was one of the most injurious ones Jackie's ever done in his life, so...
Wow.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, go for it. I'd be glad to recommend you more Hong Kong action cinema. It's kind of a real particular geek spot of mine.
Yes, Sharon, it was.
Sharon, I don't think so.
It was.
There were lots of... Oh, there was actually one called that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. Well, let me see.
I want to say Angie
Bring that up
Dickinson
and I
was
get
in
the...
it, but I don't think I'm right. But then again, maybe I am. I don't know.
Yeah, Police Story 1973 TV series. I'll be damned.
Who starred in it?
What the fuck? It seemed to be an anthology series, so there were a lot of people in it. You're right. Angie Dickinson was in at least one of the episodes.
So
Danny Bonaducci was on there? What the fuck? Bonaducci versus Buttafuoco. Apparently, Desi Arnaz, Lonnie Anderson, Michael Ansara, Martin Balsam, Lloyd Bridges. These are a lot of names I recognize. Holy shit. Dabney Coleman, Louis Gossett Jr. Yeah. Juror number one, as it were. And a lot of other fucking roles.
You know what I remember Martin Balsam from?
The Final Countdown?
No, he wasn't in that.
Fuck. Oh, yep. Okay, then what?
Mitchell, starring Joe Don Baker.
He was fucking in that. You're right. Holy shit. Gordon jumped. So at least two WKRP regulars. Casey Kasem. Holy shit. Wow, this is crazy.
Who was the other WKRP regular?
Oh, Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah. Okay, Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah.
And...
Oh, Lonnie. Okay, you pronounced it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And Ricardo Montalban. Hey, Sylvester Stallone, relating to what we were just talking about. Dean Stockwell.
Police woman. Yeah.
William, yep. William Shatner himself, even. A young Kurt Russell, apparently. Okay, I don't know if the show is any good, but for the sheer star power it brought in, I am at least nominally interested at this point. So, wow, that's fucking crazy.
Isn't it, though?
And, of course, Dick Butkus. I had to mention that.
Butkus. Butkus. It's the buttworm from below. Police woman is actually was actually the one I was thinking about when it came to Angie Dickinson. But I do remember seeing that Police Story was definitely a show.
Gotcha. I just remember Beavis and Butthead now talking about how cop rock sucks for whatever reason.
Oh boy, cop rock.
I'm so aghast that was even a thing. Like, not. Oh yeah, I did. Excuse me.
Told you, you're getting the duck every time.
Sharon, it was apparently on for roughly 3.5 years, if I'm reading this right. And then it was followed by a season of irregularly scheduled television film specials. So just kind of in and out throughout the 70s, and it even popped up briefly in the 80s. And the opening theme was done by Jerry Goldsmith. So
nice.
Cool.
We now return you to your irregularly scheduled show, which may have been in progress or maybe not.
How very Columbo-like in that regard.
Oh, one more thing.
Thank you. I need to get on Columbo someday. It seems to have a nice modern audience going for it somehow.
And let's not forget, he was the grandpa in Princess Bride.
Of course. That's actually where I know Peter Falk from better than Columbo, ironically.
Hey, how's a sickie? The eels don't get her at this time. You seem worried. That movie is so quotable.
It's got a lot of good ones, yes. Jesus, rest in peace, Rob Reiner, though. That sucks.
Yeah, that was horrible. So, no
never
more
have
rhyming.
Children, ever.
Never. I've already had kids.
I know. Well, and you've done good with them.
Yes.
I trust you and I trust them. Just everyone else don't have children. That's, yeah.
No more rhyming now. I mean it.
Does anybody want a peanut?
Ah! Never get involved in a land war in Asia and never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Very, very funny little tidbit that amuses me. Wallace Shawn was specifically cast in Princess Bride because I forget if it was Rob Reiner or one of the other staff, like the casting director or whatever, but someone loved his performance in the movie My Dinner with Andre, where he first actually said the word inconceivable like 2/3 of the way into the film, and then that became his catchphrase practically. They just like the way he said it there. So.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Yeah, there you go. Jinx, almost.
Mind taking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Times.
Yep.
So how about that sports team?
So, how about that local sports team? Anyway, though, we've been on actually a little longer than we planned. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's amazing how these streams can go like this, isn't it? We're talking earlier.
And yeah, Sharon, that
was very sad,
really awful,
very tragic.
Yes.
But it's amazing how we can start off and say, yeah, we'll do like an hour and a half, and here it is 3 hours later.
We did start just a little bit later, I think. But yeah, no, that's pretty much what it evolved into, or devolved if you want to be uncharitable about it.
We started 15
I
minutes
won't.
later than we usually do. Not too
Yeah,
bad.
so it was a normal 3-hour stream. I
One could
don't know
perhaps
how,
even
but
call it
yeah,
a
okay.
one could perhaps even call it a 3-hour tour.
I feel neither hateful nor praiseful of that pun, so I'm just going to go with that one.
Gilligan's Island was good.
I never got around to that show.
I grew up watching that show.
Yeah,
Sure.
it did seem pretty funny, although I know that like part of the onus just kind of hinged on everything would be so much better if they just fucking killed Gilligan already.
Yeah, and you know,
Which, yeah.
I got to say this. Never a fan of the Brady Bunch.
Okay.
But
well, yeah, I couldn't tell you much about that either.
they were both created by Sherwood Schwartz.
Oh, really? I didn't know they had.
And they
Same
actually
creator.
made a reference to this in the second Brady Bunch movie that came out in the 90s.
Oh, shit, really?
There's a part where you find out that Mrs. Brady's original husband, who was presumed dead, was the professor.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And one of the characters that she's with at the time, he was actually played by, I think it was Higgins from Magnum PI. And he's like, and they're confronting the bad guy. And he's like, and because of you, I'll never see my nephew Gilligan again.
Okay, it's a nice knowing wink, but
Yeah.
I gotta mention something. When someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, little buddy," and wants to reef their hat, that's not funny.
Gilligan's Island was a syndicated TV staple back then. Oh yeah, that I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched.
Yeah.
Huh.
The classic time of more subversive sitcoms after we got over that fucking Leave It to Beaver, saccharine, Perfect America bullshit.
No.
But yeah.
That show existed for one reason. Every episode was either Beaver learns a lesson, Wally learns a lesson, or Beaver and Wally learn a lesson.
Well, I guess it had its didactic purpose, but okay.
And of course, Sharon had to mention Kojak.
Oh yeah, that is a show I don't know much about, but yeah, it
Who
tells you
loves
also
you, baby?
was a good actor. I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
Take a hike, Kojak. I'm just spitting out Simpsons references now.
But you know, there were a lot of classic '60s. You see, one thing I don't mainly have a problem with is '60s television, because there were some damn good
Totally
shows coming
fair.
out during that time. But look, we had the Addams Family,
Yeah.
we had the Munsters,
Oh yeah, of course.
we had the better part of the Twilight Zone,
Mm-hmm.
we had Star Trek,
Yeah.
Space
Exactly.
Hippies excluded.
Oh, of course.
Uh-huh. And and we had My Mother the Car. Wait, strike that last one. I'm sorry. Of course, that did give us the Love-Matic Grandpa.
Hey, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They did. They really did. Battlestar Galactica
He'll
was
fill
a
our
70s
hearts with
show,
love.
Sharon. Battlestar Galactica wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Star Wars. It's the
Yeah,
Love-Matic
from what I
Grandpa.
understand, the Wisocratic Grandpa. I know extremely little about Battlestar Galactica, or Babylon 5, or Stargate, or really any major televised sci-fi series that isn't Star Trek, except for Space Cases. But even that's been a while.
Well, I know mainly about Star Trek and the Star Wars TV series they've done. And to a
Yeah, I still
lesser
need to get on most of those that ran later at some point.
and to a lesser degree, Doctor Who.
Right, right. I did see some episodes from the third and fourth Doctor eras, but I don't remember much about them except Davros was a creepy cyborg old bastard.
Your gateway to the new Who would be the episode Blink.
Yeah, yeah. No, I am at least vague. I'm familiar with the Weeping Angels, as nothing else. It's kind of hard not to be. They're pretty terrifying.
Well, it's pretty funny too because that episode barely features the Doctor. He's in it,
Oh, really? Now
but it is more about having to help the Doctor as opposed to anything else.
that's interesting.
But it's such a good episode.
So it's mostly self-contained.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mostly self-contained, you'd say?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
But it is a really good episode. It's one of my favorites. I've seen some other ones.
Good deal.
There's a really, really strange one with the Ninth Doctor that Betty finds hilarious. It's like they travel into the far distant future and discover the last surviving remnant of humanity, which is basically just a stretched out face that can still talk and see and stuff. And that's all it is. It's a woman.
That's
and
creepy sounding.
Yeah, well, and she wants to be moisturized all the time. She's like, moisturize me.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she's a living patch of skin. That's it.
This sounds really fucking weird.
It was after the one with the living mannequins, I think.
Okay.
Now, living mannequins can be creepy.
Yeah, no, they haunted my dreams a lot as a kid, for what that's worth.
Yeah, living mannequins. Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with those things because they're just creepy. Which is why
Indeed.
when it came to Castlevania games, they had a complete lack of a House of Wax dolls. Thankfully, Master of Darkness fixed that.
Yeah, the second stage was all entirely that. I'm surprised that there were more like for the Universal and Hammer horror references that earlier Castlevania games were all about. I'm surprised that Vincent Price didn't get any nods that I remember anyway. So
None that I remember either.
at least, yeah, Master of Darkness made up for that. Yeah.
Or you wish to hinder
Dang.
me? Well, there was also, let's not forget, the Tower of Dolls in Chronicles. And
Hey, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Yes, Prime is definitely correct about this. This is why so many people as old as us know who the Fourth Doctor is.
Yeah. 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 I mean, even I know Tom Baker. And as I said, I do know the third Doctor, John Pertwee, who went on to be the beloved children's character Scarecrow, Wurzel Gummidge. I don't know how the fuck I know that. I just like the name Wurzel Gummidge.
Wow. Yeah, there was a Twilight Zone episode that had mannequins.
Oh, that one scared my mom really badly as a kid.
I can't.
Although it did later turn out to be a somewhat sweet episode in a way, but the part where the mannequin actually walks out just gave her the fucking giblies.
I think there was a doll episode too.
Yeah, it was the one with Telly Savalas. Full circle.
There you go. No,
I'm Talkie Tina.
Yeah, Talkie Tina,
on.
that's it. No episode of The Zone ever really scared me, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure any...
It was more
let me think.
The ironic stuff was just like, that makes you think now, doesn't it? Like, look at the one with the young Robert Redford.
Oh, that's a great one. That's
Nothing in the Dark.
Really reflective one. Yeah, that's one of my mom's favorites as well.
A Stop at Willoughby definitely had an ending no one was expecting.
That is also one of her favorites and one of my favorites. So, yeah.
And I can't remember the name of it, but I'm a big fan of the time-traveling biplane pilot.
Yeah, I forget that one was called too. I will tell you that my favorite episode, which is Orwellian as all balls, is The Obsolete Man.
Oh yeah, that's a good
That
one.
one's just really. I would say it is my favorite Burgess Meredith episode, even above Time Enough at Last, and that one's one of the all-time greats. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Hey, but let's not forget that
as
Rod
well.
did have a sense of humor too. Oh, Rod, you shouldn't say things
Well,
like that.
well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, that was
Love that bit.
Keenan Wynn. You know,
Uh
it's
huh.
you know, people have talked about the Herbie movies that came out, and they
Yeah.
had their time. I think Don Knotts is in one of them, and of course in the
Andy?
yeah, and in the mid '90s Herbie movie that I think is still not available on any kind of modern format. You can only get it on VHS. That one starred Bruce Campbell,
Huh. Weird.
but
No fucking shit.
yeah. But Keenan Wynn was in, I think it was Herbie Rides Again. And he played a lot of Disney villains at the time. And
That makes sense.
there's this bit where he's talking to Ken Barry on the phone, who's playing his nephew. And his nephew wants no part of what he's doing because he's trying to run this old woman out of her home. The lady owns Herbie, by the way. And he's like, I just wanted to tell you I've booked passage on a steamship heading for Helsinki. And Wynn's reaction is just, I can't even duplicate it. He's like, Helsinki! It's hilarious. Anytime I see
sounds
him
pretty
in a
great.
movie. He was also in Snowball Express, which was another Disney movie from the time,
Oh, nice.
which also starred Harry Morgan.
Oh, nice.
Excuse me, there's a fish in my drink. Shh, not so loud. Everyone will want one. Yeah, it's about who was in that movie? I want to say it's Dean Jones, but he basically inherits this motel or hotel actually up in like the mountains of Colorado or something like that, and I don't know Laser Blast, so. But
Oh, well, I know that's the one where Tom kept asking if you're ready for some football. And also Eddie Deason was in it for some reason.
But anyway, he inherits this hotel. He
Sorry, go on.
moves his whole family up there, only to find out the place is basically a deserted wreck. And he decides to remodel and open up as a brand new ski resort. And Wynn plays the villain, who's basically the banker that owns almost the entire town. And he's got a couple of good parts in that, though. But he's more of a straight villain instead of like the character he played in Herbie Rides Again. Now, his father also showed up in a bunch of Disney movies.
Win. And he was, in fact, in the second ever episode of Twilight Zone.
There you go. But he also showed up. He was the voice. He was the voice of the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. And he was
of course, classic role for him.
And he was also in the movie That Darn Cat. He always played really nervous kind of characters. It's like the
yeah. It's like
he's talking to the FBI on the phone and he's like, "Oh, thank you. We won't forget this." And after Haley Mills leaves, he's just like, I wonder what they meant when they said they wouldn't forget me. And then he just gets all bug-eyed and freaked out. Yeah, it's kind of rare you had like a father and son both doing comedy like that.
Yeah.
But,
Mm.
Yes. This is true, Prime. Good old Edwin. He's like almost as imitated almost as often as what the hell was his name? Hang on, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Was it Paul Lind?
Peter Lorre.
Oh, him too.
Yeah.
Paul Lind.
Yes, and also him, yeah.
Oh yeah, Peter Lorre, definitely.
Don't be afraid to use your nails, boys. That was a Paul Lind XV.
Oh, that totally was.
The Scoutmaster.
I see him, Fall Out Boy. Get 'em, Scouts. Don't be afraid to use your nails, boys. Pow. Whap. Bort. Mint.
Newt.
Kids are going to want to see the original Radioactive Man. I keep telling you, he's 76 years old and he's dead. Granted, but... Oh, boy.
Anything goes on long enough, we probably just evolve into a bunch of Simpsons references, but it's a good standby.
Oh! Anyway,
Indeed.
but given that it's 12:30 now, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up.
Yeah, I'm definitely running out of fumes, but hey, it's been fun getting back into the swing of things. So
yeah, just you don't
what now?
Don't expect streams to be on a regular basis at all. Still, not until I at least finish the rough draft of the book.
Yeah.
Which, for those of us
Totally
who joined us after I was talking about it, it is coming along very well. And it is still unlike anything I've ever written in my life.
Yeah.
And there are a few people who know exactly what the extent of that is. Although the only one privy to the entire story so far would be Betty. Not you, Betty.
Well, unsurprisingly so.
She's
I mean, I would expect that would be the case, and
she's been a huge help in a lot of things.
She's what now?
Been a huge help in a lot of things.
Nice.
She's recommended a couple of different
nice.
scenes. She's actually helped me punch up some dialogue and make it funnier in some cases. So
nice.
And of course, she's going to take the first pass at going over it and suggesting where I can tighten it up and maybe make this joke funnier or this part more serious or so on and so forth. So, that said, the book is titled Nothing Man. And hopefully will be... I don't know if it'll be coming out this year. I'm going to have it done, but I don't know if it'll be coming out this year because I'm trying to actually get it shopped around to an actual publisher. I'm kind of done with this whole, self-publishing stuff. I want to make some money for a change. So, we'll see what happens.
I think you got enough of the conviction and talent to actually do that, but I know nothing about the business side of this bullshit, so I will support you however I can, whatever the case, but I hope that part goes well, because it would definitely be the part I wouldn't be looking forward to, but I don't want to cast doom over it, so I'll just shut up now.
Well, let me say this then. You may want to pay attention to whatever Eugene has to say in our little writers collective, because he knows the shit. He's been through it.
Good point.
He has knowledge.
Yeah, we do have someone effectively on the inside who can tell us about it, and then, I gotta get something more serious in there first, like whatever the hell my Doom project's going to be, if I can keep up with that, which I can't guarantee that I will, but I hope it goes somewhere good. But yeah, if it gets up, you're obviously getting up to a place where we'll be ready for prime time, but if I do that as well, then yeah, I definitely want to know what Eugene has to say about the whole mishigas of the sales part.
The publishing industry. Oh, believe me, he's got a lot of info.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
after I'm done writing these books that I'm writing and working on, including my still in the works, The Age of Atari and The Chicken at the End of the Street, then I'm going to tackle something I have never done before. Wacky comedy. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. Anyway. But in the
I was going to say, are you going to cover sports writing next?
I'm not going that far. I don't know enough about it.
Okay.
But yes,
deal.
whatever I end up doing after all the books I just mentioned remains to be seen. So, I don't know. We'll find out. So, with that said,
So we will.
so look for Nothing Man eventually.
Okie dokies.
All right. So, in 2 weeks, we will be doing a stream with LDP, aka Logan. And it's going to be a music stream where we're going to try and sell each other on different bands. So, if you have any interest in that kind of thing at all, by all means, tune in at 9 o'clock on the 31st. That's 9 o'clock Eastern time, of course. So, you have anything to say before we sign off, Mike?
I'll say once again the Enterprise sucks, but other than that, not really. Weak ending, I know.
Mike.
I get obsessed about bullshit sometimes. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal, I guess.
Well, you know what? That gets... Everyone may applaud me now. Thank you. Thank you. And, yeah, so I'm putting my nose back to the grindstone, and I'm going to keep cranking this thing out. So until Saturday the 31st, I shall hopefully be seeing you all then, and everybody have a fun.
Enjoy.
Exactly. Enjoy.